Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the voice of the people. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day.
We have new video from a crash that sent welterweight boxing champion Errol Spence Jr. to the intensive care unit. The crash ejected the boxer, but miraculously, he is expected to be okay.
TheBoxingVoice.com.
It's been a miracle, and I'm a blessing from God that, I haven't had anything serious that would have had me out for a year or two, or just would have been, ending my career. None of them guys wish that I wasn't back so fast, but I am back, and I want to fight the top 9 individual.
I have to ask you about your eye. We were all worried about you when you had to pull out of the Manny Pacquiao fight.
I want to fight, so,
But you could have gone blind.
yeah, one eye. I got another eye, so.
WBC of IBF welterweight champion of the world.
That's why I sound back, and I told people I didn't want to tune no fight. I've been getting the second chance at life, and I've been getting the third chance at boxing. Nobody's avoiding Terence Crawford. It's big fish on this side too that, I gotta fry. Like I said, I'm gonna get these belts over here, then I'm gonna come take Terence Crawford belt because I said I'm gonna be undisputed welterweight champion of the world.
SDS Promotions.
What's up? What's up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. We're definitely trying something new today, and we're live on Twitter Spaces. Shout out James Benitez that pushed for this. Hopefully on Twitter you can hear us clearly. You're hearing our sound bites, and you'll be getting the engagement that we normally have right here on YouTube.com. I am joined alongside my co-host, Ringwalk Danny. What it do, champ?
What's up, brother? We back with another one.
We certainly are. I'm excited. We're on Twitter. Hopefully we can take the Twitter space callers and have that be heard on our live show here on YouTube that's transmitting around the world to iHeart and TuneIn and Spotify and all those amazing places. But we're back to talk about the same topic. More information has been revealed. Bob Arum took a stance. Stephen Espinoza spoke his first words, and none of it seems positive in the sense of us getting this fight in the future. Now, Espinoza did say at the end of his interview that he is at least hopeful that they can get this fight done, but he used the word blindsiding by what Crawford did to them. And then Bob used the word unfair of Crawford to have done such a thing. But there's so much information. Like, for those that are thinking that Black Prime isn't real, Bob Arum is cool with Frank Warren, and he said that Avanesian got all the money already, and it's in the bank. So that's unusual. You usually get paid after the fight. I don't know if it's in escrow.
It's funny because the manager said that they weren't going to ask to see the money till like a week before.
Well, the manager, remember the promoter is Frank, and Frank's best friend and longtime buddy, someone that in this type of a situation, when an entity comes out of nowhere throwing money at you, you might need some advice from a guy like Bob who's been around forever. And obviously that's how he found out. Shout out to Fight Hype that did that interview. We will play the audio for those that choose not to believe the research that we do. But it is interesting, for Espinoza to come out and say that it was blindsiding what Crawford did. It just doesn't look like you're on the wrong YouTube. It just doesn't look like he may get this opportunity again. Now, I don't know about you guys, but that's the way that I'm kind of taking it, bro. I mean, if Espinoza's saying he got blindsided, Bob, who's been in this business for so long, is saying that Bud is unfair. He said it was unfair.
Bud's currently suing Bob.
But he doesn't care about that. You got to watch the interview. Bob is like, bro, it's unfair of Terence, who doesn't have a contract with Al, to ask for a guarantee.
I did see that.
He said, yeah, Earl can ask for a guarantee because they got a long-lasting relationship together. But if you're Terence Crawford, You don't want to sign to Al. You want a guarantee from Al. And then you want to look at the book. So it's like Bob is saying that Bud is unfair. Now, we don't know. We have to take these people's word for it because they're the ones that conduct business day in and day out. So we'll see. I got someone raising their hand, I think, right? Is that a clap or is that a hand raise? I'm new to the Twitter space. I just got an emoji over this guy, and it looked like a clap or a hand raise.
Yeah, so it's clap.
Which means he just agreeing with what we say?
Bro, so, yeah. I guess.
Why you act so weird when people ask you questions, bro? Like, I'm asking you for assistance, but we'll move on, man. Jesus Christ.
I mean, I didn't see the emoji, so
I explained it.
That right there, I thought that was a hand raise, but it disappeared. I think when you raise your hand, it stays. I don't know.
Cool. We'll figure it out. Like I said, this is our first time using Twitter Spaces. Shout out to our community member, James Benitez, that pushed for this. So that means there is no blog talk today. We do have Discord as well for those that, want to be here and, choose Discord to call in. We still do have our Discord feature, and we'll be putting that link in the chat. But, Danny, do you need to hear the audio? What is your thoughts on Arum, saying that Bud's unfair?
Yeah, go ahead, play the audio. I heard part of it. I don't know if I heard everything that you're gonna play or that you heard. Yeah, I mean, Bud is suing Bob. Like, what the fuck? I don't really take anything Bob says about Bud right now. Like, I take everything with a grain of salt. Like, nothing to me is above, or nothing to me. Like, to me, what news comes from this is just Bob's opinion, Bob's upset.
But you take it as him being upset. I mean, I'm going to play the interview. He doesn't seem upset. It doesn't seem like any malicious intent here. It seems like he's just telling his version of what he believes to be true. Plus, he's also been kind of brought into this. Frank went to him. But I don't know how much can we play.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying, because I definitely didn't see him say anything about Frank or Frank coming to him.
Really?
Nah.
Oh, you didn't finish then. It's 8-9 minutes.
Yeah, no, I mean, I saw part of him saying how, like, it was unfair of him to come to the table with nothing and to expect a guarantee and shit like that. But it was like, I didn't expect Bob to say much different. Or to be like backing Terrence, like, yeah, Al should have definitely
I get that, but regardless of where Terrence and Bob are, what about Bob's words? Do you think there's logic and or truth to him saying that, Terrence should not be asking for a guarantee from a guy that has no paper on you?
Well, no, that's what on that part, I ain't in the business, but I understand his logic. You get what I'm saying? I understand where he's coming from. So yes.
Look, I didn't think of it that way until I heard Bob say it. If I'm Al, what am I guaranteeing you? I mean, you should be happy I'm giving you the shot as it is because you're not on paper. If you beat my guy, you leave with the belts. So on top of leaving with the belts, or the option to leave with the belts because you're not on paper, you're not with PBC, you're not with, any of my affiliated promoters, on top of that, you want a guarantee as well. So I don't know. But let me get to some of this audio. Shout out Fight Hype. I believe this was I'm pretty sure for Espinoza it was Ron. But we got a $10 super chat from Optimus Prime. He says, Bob is at the age where he doesn't give a fuck.
The negotiation, but I was always somewhat skeptical that they would result in a fight because Crawford had no promoter. And in order to really make a deal like that, you got to go in with a promoter who is prepared to put up a big guarantee for your side. I mean, it was unfair for him to look at Al and ask for Al to put up a major guarantee.
So that's what I wanted you guys to hear for yourself. Shout out once again Ben Thompson and Fight Hype for doing an amazing job having those correspondents out there in the field and getting us the content that we can come here and discuss about. But that being said, that's what he is saying, and seriously right now, like, I think he's right. It's like Nonito Donaire's wife told us yesterday. If you're not coming into the fight, putting up a large portion, you're not going half and half with Al, how can you ask to see the books? Why should you be allowed to see what the undercard is making? Why should you be allowed to see what Al is paying for hotels? Why should you be allowed to see what he's paying for, the marketing? She said also, like, just something as simple as graphic design. Rachel Donaire said. She said, what if I'm paying $10,000 for graphic design? Crawford comes in, sees that, and he's like, well, I got a guy in Omaha that could do it for $2,000. Now we're nickel and diamond. Now we're dragging. Now we're going back and forth, and it's taking longer. So, we got to listen to the people that speak, that actually deal in this business. Rachel Donaire has been a manager for quite some time. She's dealt with, look, Top Rank, Golden Boy, Richard Schaefer and Probellum, Richard Schaefer and Al Heyman, Tekken. She even said her last fight, while people saying that she's some sort of PBC shell, she said, look, our last fight says Tekken. It was a Tekken promotion.
And I was thinking about that.
And a Tekken check.
And I was thinking about that last night, obviously to myself, and I'm like, on the American side, that shit was all Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? So even that, you get what I'm saying? One would think she, with the idiotic logic some people were using yesterday that, well, shit, she'd be for their side, but hey.
Now, I do believe Crawford's within his it's within the negotiations for him to ask certain questions because, we've heard the rumors of Mike Tyson being charged $5,000 for the towels, So we've heard people get pencil whooped,
Hold on, what?
Oh, you ain't know Don was whacking him? That's like a Google search.
Folks, he whacked my boy Mike for some towels.
5,000 for towels.
But that's how people really get, like, set up, bro.
No, that's how they get smacked.
I'm saying, though,
if I go through my itinerary, my receipts, my accounts, and you charging me $5,000 for towels.
But that's what I'm saying. If
a Versace robe costs $600, how much is a fucking towel?
Brother, but that's what I'm saying. If he's charging you $5 for a towel, what the fuck is he charging you for your dinner, for your hotel room and shit? You get what I'm saying?
I totally understand. I totally get what you're saying, for sure.
Don Lucky Mike ain't do his ass, for real.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, hopefully the small shit doesn't become an issue.
But what about Espinoza? I mean, he's the network, and he's saying that he was blindsided or that they were blindsided.
He said something new?
What do you mean? Yeah, bro. You didn't see this? Well, I mean, I get it. After work, he goes there's other things to do. But, yeah, Espinoza had this to say.
.com. I'm here with Steven Espinoza, first and foremost.
Sort of at a minimum, or at least to Jake, that he's crazy.
Let's just fast forward.
Certain
Obviously,
people thought he was crazy. I have so much respect for what career and dedication.
He's talking about, obviously, Jake and the fight that is happening on Saturday.
He's done during the pandemic and everything else. But getting here and fighting like an established is intriguing in its own way. In the card.
Here we go.
Kill the bandage. I'm sure I was going to ask you about the
It was a surprise. It beat completely. It was a surprise. It beat completely. It was. I think it's fair to say that our side felt blindsided by the whole thing.
I think it's fair to say that our side felt blindsided by the whole thing. Now, look, again, this is a FightHigh.com interview. Shout out to Ron G. I don't want to play too much. Obviously, these guys are out there putting in the hard work, and the views should go to them. Obviously, I'm hitting the view, but there's plenty of you listening to it instead of giving them those views. That being said, he does, and I'll try to fast forward a little bit, he does go on to say that there is no backup plan for Earl. There was never a backup plan, and that's why Earl still hasn't announced a fight. That he's sure that they'll find Errol Spence Jr. a fight, but as of right now, he's got none, and there is no backup plan. Now, we do know information that's been released to us is that Stanionius, is petitioned. Outside of the petition, he's in negotiations with Earl. And I was doing some research following Keith Idec, and he says there's no chance in hell that Earl fights Ennis next. So it looks like all roads point to Stanionis being Earl's opponent, possibly for December 17th.
So the quote was, no way in hell that he fights Ennis?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
I'll bring up Keith Idec's Twitter. I seen it yesterday. It was like, damn, that sucks. And he said, don't be surprised if he fights Thurman.
Oh, wow.
Which, again, if Earl stays true to his word, I can see him vacating the belt because he's already told Al he doesn't want to fight Thurman. He's already told the world and expressed to the world he will not fight Thurman. So now that he's being ordered by the WBC, which doesn't take place until the actual convention, there's a lot of misleading information out here by these YouTubers that seem to believe it's been ordered. It has not. Virgil and his team or anyone ranked in the WBC still have the ability and opportunity to present their case to the WBC as to why they should get a shot. And believe me, do not think you don't have a case. Thurman has fought a 140-pounder coming off of a loss. Technically speaking, he should not be number one. Anyone else has a better case if you come to the convention and you speak it before the committee. You got to be heard. That being said.
But if you don't, I mean, Thurman obviously has
favor. Thurman has favor because
he's been a WBC champion before. You
that's
know what
gives him favor with Mauricio.
He's read that green and gold, you know.
And that's the last belt. He didn't get stripped of that belt. He got stripped of the WBA. Excuse me. He got stripped of that belt. So they obviously like, look, you're injured. We're gonna take it. Like Devin and anybody coming back, you're supposed to get a shot at it. Like Mikey. You know what I mean?
I remember for a little while, wasn't he champion in like Emeritus?
I don't know. I kind of hate those statuses, but I'm going to screen share here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice these tweets from Keith Idec. Excuse me.
Wrong one. There we go.
So here Idec says, though he can revisit negotiations to fight Crawford sometime next year, been told Spence Jr. will definitely face someone other than Crawford next. Two names to keep in mind for Spence: Keith Thurman, they're both with PBC, and Stanonius, who's obviously with Richard Schaefer, so he's connected. Now we know Stanonius
We did hear that Stanionis has, or that Al has a piece on Stanionis.
Yeah, because of Finkel, no?
So Shelly Finkel is Stanionis' manager, yes.
Yes.
So I'm not sure through who or how, but for sure, definitely is with Shelly. And what's Richard Schaefer? Thanks for the help, Ness.
I'm just trying to find these tweets from yesterday. I might have to
I thought you just pulled it up.
No, that was just one. So right now we're on Keith Idec's Twitter, and I'm just scrolling, trying to find where he said this about Ennis. So here it goes. So a fan actually says he's not fighting Thurman, so maybe Stanionis then. I know Boots is ready to get in there, so what's up with making that fight? Idix says to one of his fans, there's a better chance of Spence fighting me or you next than Boots. But don't sleep on Spence Thurman next because there is more money in that fight for Spence than Stanionis. I realize Spence has said repeatedly he won't fight Thurman, but and he left it like that because the money talks, bullshit walks. But this was IDEC, and that was on the 20th, 8 days removed from today. Ennis has already announced the fight. I still think it's not what I wanted. I'm on record saying that, you Boots fans are like vampires trying to suck the blood out of Thurman, knowing he's not ready. But I kind of, at this point, they're not giving me what I want. I'm not getting Crawford and Porter, Crawford and Earl. I'm not getting Earl and Ennis. Give me Stanionis, Earl, Jaron Ennis, Thurman on the undercard. Let the winners meet. At least if Ennis gets that win over Thurman, less people can say he doesn't deserve a shot. Less people can say Earl and Crawford need to move up and fight at 54. Maybe more people will start to say they need to stay there and defend versus that young man. That's what I would like to see. I would like to see them stick around. Ponce de Leon stood in his division forever. B-Hop stood in his division forever. I don't want to see Devin move up if he can't make the weight. Why? Because Tank's still there. Shakur's still there. Loma's still there. And you got all the belts, so now it makes sense. Like, why move up to 40 and fight those guys for nothing or for one belt? It ain't the same amount of money. Now, maybe it makes more financial sense for Devin. It's a lot of sanctioning fees and 4 and 5 belts. So maybe fighting for one at this point makes sense now that you got the undisputed status. But for Shakur, Tank, and Loma, they've never been. So why would they want to fight Devin in the division above when he's got the belts now? He's got the money now. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how it is for Ennis. Like, why fight Earl or Crawford at 54? Are they going to be undisputed? Are they going to be 3 belt champions? Like, it makes more sense for Ennis and Earl to fight now, or Ennis and the winner of Crawford and Earl to fight now at 47 rather than at 54. Now, I get it. Both Haney and Earl are having difficult times. They've been in those divisions for a long time, and Haney came out to the defense, I would say, of Errol Spence kind of by saying the same exact thing, that, yes, he'd been there for a decade trying to, keep that weight. So who am I to say stay there? But, yes, it is the more intriguing fight. While I would love and I'd give up easily $100 to see Crawford fight Jermell, on the league conversation yesterday, Earl made it clear that won't ever happen until he faces him first. He believes that the relationship he and Al have won't allow Crawford to jump or bypass him to the Charlo fight.
Yeah, we'll see, man. I just want to see the fight happen. It seems like each day removed, I get less and less optimistic that we'll ever see Errol Spence, Terence Crawford in the ring. We see the Steven Espinoza comments from yesterday. They say they felt blindsided. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate. Great fight, 2 undefeated, very entertaining, very skillful world champions. And at the end of the day, I know it's not like either man doesn't want to fight. It's just so much bullshit and politics and all.
It's so hard to point the finger because it's like, how do you tell Crawford not to pick up this $10 million check, and how do you tell him that this fight isn't there? Like, would anyone have advised you to leave this money and stick to the script and fight Earl? I don't even know that I could have advised myself. Like, yeah, I hear everybody saying, oh, well, he don't want legacy. Bro, I could get legacy in the next fight. Let me get this generational wealth. It's gonna be hard to blow 10 million. I'm just saying, you got to like be reckless. And Bud doesn't look like he lives a reckless life. My man is ice fishing in Omaha.
Going hunting and shit.
He owned the whole block out there. Like, it don't look like he about to spend money crazy. So 10 million could mean the Crawford legacy, you know, goes on for a couple of motherfucking decades because of that money. Like, his children's children, you know, that's a lot of money.
I don't know, man. Bud got a lot of kids.
I hear you, bro. But if you got, all right, do we got 10? Because he could give them $1 million each right now.
Nah, I think he got like 5, though.
Okay, well, he could give them 2 right now without touching his bank. Bro, when your child, if you could give your child $2 million right now, when he fucking walk out that door at 30, what that look like?
Yeah,
I ain't talking interest.
Right.
I'm not talking interest. I'm just talking financial stability, confidence. Man, you kidding me? At 21, if you got $2 million in the bank.
You say your kids.
Bro, at 20, but think about you. Think about you. He went to the war at 18. You signed up. Imagine you coming out. You got $2 million. You don't think you could turn that into something so that your kids can have something?
Sure.
You don't think you're gonna have a business that you left your son, and now your son is running it? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of money.
No, for sure.
Sounds like a lot of money to me. So I see why it's difficult to walk away from something like that. Like, yes, Earl was offering me undisputed, and Al was offering me a decent payday, but this is an easy motherfucking fight for $10 million. I don't even think we've heard of that. How is there what's Canelo's equivalent to Avanesian? Because Yildirim is not Avanesian. Avanesian at least has knocked out people that he was not supposed to. He was the underdog in the Lehagwa fight both times, and he knocked him out. And that was a Lou DiBella undefeated prospect he was touting up. And then he's got a strap. No, it's not the strap that we consider champs, but he's got some sort of European strap because he's with Frank Warren, that blue belt. So, you know, he has done something. He's not Yildirim. You know, he's not Yildirim. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens, man, with Terence Crawford and this situation.
Would you say he's more like a Rocky Fielding?
Absolutely. Rocky went to like Germany to be, I think it was Zungi or something like that.
He became regular champ.
Regular champ when he wasn't supposed to. He was an underdog in that fight. Absolutely. You know, I'm not playing Avanesian up. I'm just saying he's better than Yildirim. He's better than Yildirim.
I would agree.
He's more Matthew Hatton actually won. No, did he fight for the WBC or did he fight for the WBC vacant or did he actually win the WBC vacant, Matthew Hatton? Did he bring that belt to the table or was that Canelo?
No, I thought that was – so that wasn't a vacant? That wasn't a vacant? Let me check that. Checking that really quick. Pulling up box rec, see what's what. I thought that fight was for the vacant. That shit was so long ago.
I believe it was for the vacant. I'm not sure that Matthew brought that belt. They're saying Avanesian is a higher level than Rocky in the chat. I don't know. I mean, Avanesian's biggest win is probably Kerwin Lehagwa. I don't know anybody. Oh, well, Josh Kelly. But do you really think that Josh Kelly was hyped?
So that Matthew Hatton fight was for the vacant.
Okay, so then he didn't even bring it to the table.
No. Canelo had the silver going into that fight.
So, again, Avanesian's still a better opponent than Matthew Hatton, still a better opponent than Yildirim. You know, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, I'm not saying it's a dangerous fight. Just saying Canelo had this type of a fight and he made this type of money. Didn't they give him like 17.5 for a year to him?
15.
Look at that. So it's like Canelo didn't walk away from that mandatory defense. And yeah, people are gonna say, well, there was a mandatory, Ness. He was on the road to
you said
undisputed.
for Yildirim?
Yeah. I think it was 17.5.
I was thinking Rocky Fielding, my bad. I don't remember for Yildirim.
I feel like I remember 17.5 for Yildirim. But again, it's around the same amount. And Canelo didn't walk away from that. It's hard to walk away from that type of money for this level of opponent. It's just hard. You know, there's people that don't understand. They're like, yo, we want this fight.
I 100% agree on walking away because, bro, like, regardless, $10 million is life-changing.
Life-changing.
You know what I'm saying? I will say, though, that Yildirim was mandatory. That had been waiting, and, you know, that was the consensus from the WBC in allowing the vacant WBC 168 belt that
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. If we're assuming that Earl may drop his belt because he's so dead set on not fighting Thurman, Canelo ain't have to make that mandatory. But I know his fans are going to say, Ness, he wanted to be and proved he did do that, become undisputed. So it's a necessary evil, and I get it. So that's his pass for fighting Yildirim. But truth of the matter still is, my man got more than what Crawford is getting to fight a lesser opponent than what Crawford is fighting.
Correct.
That's all I'm saying. So when they mad at Crawford, you got to understand that, listen, people do this. People do this. Oh, shit, this was And Danny always leaving me with dead air.
No, I mean, I was just finding out some news, champ. That's all. You know, that left me a bit flustered.
Yeah.
You know.
So they're going to be shooting another TV show in the Blue Wire studio today. So we just got notified our show's been bumped. So we'll be doing our show from home studio.
Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Now we have to cancel shit.
Cancel what? Oh, who was going to be there?
Friend from Sapphire.
Oof. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure he told us. And, you know, we're forgetful. Shout out to Hardeen.
That guy's forgetful.
Who?
You.
I'm pretty sure he told us, like I said. You know, I'm not your personal reminder.
No, I'm just saying you find things out and don't tell me.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure he told us. When I see him, you see him. But we stopped at Optimus Prime. He sent in a fat $10 super chat. We got LV Slugger. And LV says, letting it load up. I do apologize.
He says, was Canelo signed with Al when he got his guarantee?
Was Canelo signed with Al? Bro, but listen to what he's asking. He's asking a proven attraction. A proven attraction. The dude just did $800,000
at the time. Hold on,
and then he did $600,000, $575,000 in this last one with Triple G. Why wouldn't they guarantee him that money?
Even before
Do you
that,
know that $200,000? That's like Canelo's payday right there. Like 16 mil. What you did yesterday?
Hold on.
Because he does it by 75 because obviously the tax goes to Uncle Sam. I've always done it by the whole 80 because that's what the fuck I'm spending. I don't give a fuck what they getting. I give a fuck what I'm spending.
Yeah, but
I understand what they getting is what we're doing the math on.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, for Canelo to have got, what he get guaranteed with Caleb?
Woof.
50, no?
Wasn't it 40? No. 40, 50, whatever.
I thought it was 50.
Okay.
So, yeah, he would have had to sell $666,000 to get that back.
Which he did.
More than,
he sold another 16 million, almost 20 million worth, not to mention the gate, sponsorships, Hennessy advertised. Come on, bro. Canelo is different. Of course, you guarantee a dude that's a proven
And
attraction.
Caleb
No one
got 10?
allegedly
So their purses right there was covered on the pay-per-view.
alone.
Pay-per-view alone.
But remember, they
obviously
got to
that
give a
split,
cut.
Yeah.
They got to give a cut.
You
But that
got
cut is
ticket
not
sales.
40%. That cut is not 40 nor 50%. That's not what it is.
You got ticket sales, like you spoke on that. Advertising. We know somebody personally.
Sponsorships. Hennessy, bro.
We know somebody personally that sponsored that fight dropped over $250,000, no?
Yep.
So, that's just one, and it wasn't the big one.
And it was just for a little thing on the ring. It was just for what was it on all four corners or what? I don't even remember at this point. That's why I never do things like that. Like, who even remembers that you was on the apron? Spent all that money to be on the apron. And then outside of that, remember that Canelo got the $25,000 just to say Blue Moon TV. So, come on, bruh. Yo, like, don't tell me
Bro, they paid
Canelo ain't going to get guaranteed
25
for 3 words.
Even though they had already dropped over a quarter on the.
Well, that was the deal. We dropped the quarter. Let me get this for 25.
No, the deal should have been, I'm going to drop this quarter. Let me get that included. Damn.
Bruh, I'm just showing you some of the business, man. So when you ask, when you super chat for $2 punk ass and say, didn't Al guarantee Canelo, the face of boxing? Finish the super chat. Didn't Al?
He couldn't even say Canelo. He said Nello. Try to confuse. Like, he couldn't even say, because, bro, Canelo is literally the biggest attraction in the sport.
Yeah. So it's like, why wouldn't you guarantee him? You know that money coming back. That's
not named Floyd Mayweather.
Exactly. So it's a simple investment. It's different in Crawford, who's got failing pay-per-view numbers. His track history on pay-per-view is not one of, I'm Al Heyman, I'm going to give you a guarantee because you've been doing so well on pay-per-view. I know my money's safe. No, that's Canelo that you do that with because you know he does well on pay-per-view. Your money is safe. Even a fight we didn't want, that we seen 2 times, the 3rd time it still almost made $600,000. That's insane,
bro. And let's not forget that one was not 75. They fucking bumped that shit was $85 before taxes, Ness. Let's not forget you paid $65 because we have the Zone, but the Zone pay-per-view Canelo Triple G3 that shit was $85 for the non-subscribers. So. Yeah, man, this shit, Canelo is just proving he has that country behind him. He sells. He's a draw. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's different. There's just levels, and they know that was a pretty safe investment. Then on top of that,
I just got hit up.
Think about it. If you're Al, in that, Caleb beats him. Now you get a rematch with the biggest face in the sport. So it's like, not just do I get 1 payday with Canelo, but I get possibly 2? Come on.
So on Monday, we're going to be having Dewey Cooper. He's going to be announcing his whole Las Vegas Hustle roster for the Team Combat League. So join us right here at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Monday with Dewey Cooper announcing his entire roster for the Team Combat League. On Tuesday, we'll be having Bob Santos, the new trainer of Mario Barrios, the trainer of Hector Garcia,
Carlos Adames,
Alberto Puello. So he's got a couple of champs and some interim champs.
And legitimately, Bob Santos, like,
he's been doing this thing for years.
He has, but I'm going to say, like, this year, he's legitimate in the running for trainer of the year. You get what I'm saying? Like, he has to be considered for trainer of the year. His champions that he has made champions this year were not expected to be in those positions. You talk about a guy in Hector Luis Garcia, right? The one that beat Chris Colbert. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Right, the one that beat Chris Colbert. Bro, he took that fight short notice. One supposed to be Chris, beats Chris, gets put in that position for the title and makes it look easy. So, definitely looking forward to that. And looking forward to tomorrow, Ness, as TBV will be hitting the road once again. We'll be making our way down to the Phoenix, Glendale area. We'll be having a live fight party from McFadden Social House in Glendale, just steps away from the Desert Diamond Arena, where the problem child, Jake Paul, will be facing the Spider, Anderson Silva.
Shout out to the commission in Arizona that, reviewed the MRI of Silva, and that fight continues. And hopefully,
Whoa, they went that far.
yes, hopefully
Nice.
the legend of Jake Paul lives on. I know a lot of you dislike him, but he's good for boxing. He's definitely bringing out eyeballs, new eyeballs, and I can say that because of my own analytics. My own analytics show a younger demographic. My own analytics show that when we do talk about Jake Paul, we have a significant spike. And then you've seen the explosion that is influencer boxing. I don't think any of these influencers would have been trying to do what they're doing if it wasn't for Jake and his brother being so successful and taking it to new heights. No one ever thought that they would do what they did. Even Eddie, many years ago, I interviewed Eddie and I said, listen, you need to sign Jake and Logan. They did 1.5 million pay-per-views on straight to YouTube at $10. He laughed at me and then signed them the next year. So influencer boxing is huge. Jake trying to make that crossover. I don't think this is the fight for me. Like, I'm not going to, he's a boxer because he beat Silva, who has a boxing record. So.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, you don't watch other sports, so you wouldn't know that Anderson Silva's a striker, that he's a stand-up fighter. And to me, what is Jake now, 5-0?
I think he's 6-0, bro.
6-0 now?
Yeah, let me double check.
Regardless, early on in his career, I think this is a good step-up fight. He's fighting.
But it's not what the people want. Like, the people want a boxer.
Yeah, but the people want unrealistic shit. The people don't want.
They want to see him lose.
The people don't want him to fight somebody.
You were right. 5-0, 4 KOs.
Yeah, the people don't want to see him fight somebody that a typical boxer with no amateur experience would be fighting 6 professional fights in.
True.
That's not what they want.
They want to see him beat.
Bro, exactly. They're trying to see him hurt. People are very unrealistic, and honestly, people are haters and they're unfair, champ. Jake has, to me, treated the sport with respect. He putting in the work. I know people in his camp very closely, so I know that they ain't fucking around. They ain't bullshitting. He taking it serious. And like you said, he's helped grow the sport. We've grown our young demographic. We see the influx in teenagers and 20-year-olds in our demographic statistics. So, man, all power to Jake, man. Montana Love ain't complaining when Jake put him on his undercard, and Montana got a 3-fight, $900,000 deal with Matchroom.
And Regis, Montana
Cause
got a deal.
Montana bought a headline at the crib.
And Montana got a deal because of Jake, and so did Regis. They were able to showcase their talents on Jake Paul undercards and got deals. Amanda got a better deal. Amanda, is being paid more. My girl, who I hope you guys are going to be tuned in tomorrow on Jake Paul's YouTube channel and Showtime's YouTube channel, you're going to see the reincarnation. I don't even think I can say that because Ann Wolf isn't dead, right? Shit. Can you say reincarnation if the person's still alive?
I don't know.
All right. Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm telling you. If you liked Ann Wolf, you going to love her. She's 8-0, 7 KOs, 168. Clarissa knows her. She doesn't just know her. She sparred her. She's used her for camp for Christina Hammer. Christina Hammer knows her. She doesn't just know her. She used her for camp. Franchon Cruz knows her. She doesn't just know her. She sparred her. Napoleon, Alicia. Oh, she knows her. O'Shea Jones, she knows her. Melissa Odessa, she knows her. They all been in the ring with her. They all know that I've been telling the truth for the last 3 to 4 years. And Saturday night, it's time. You about to see what I've been telling you. Now, getting back to the topic, I've been getting hit up by somebody we're not going to mention. But we're going to discuss what he's saying. He's saying Bob's full of shit And there's never been a fight of this magnitude in history of the sport where there's no guaranteed money on both sides. Bob's full of shit. But I'm debating with this person that will remain anonymous that, is he? Because give me the fight where one guy went into the super fight without a promoter. Because even motherfucking McGregor had UFC. Pacquiao, he got a promoter. Like, who don't have a promoter in a super fight? So, of course, they get guarantees. Of course. That's what Bob is saying. Had he had a promoter going into these negotiations, the fight would have been made because the promoter puts up his guarantee. That's what it is. It's like, yo, we 50-50. Oh, you think Earl deserved that? Cool, you cover that. I cover Crawford's. We going to split pay-per-view revenue. We going to split ticket sales. We going to split concessions. We going to split the valet. You know? But I can't guarantee you money if you ain't with me. I'm going to guarantee the dude that's been making me money, Errol Spence Jr. I'm going to guarantee him because I seen his ticket sales. I was there when he fought Ocampos, and by I mean Al. Al knows those numbers. So, of course, you can guarantee one person that money. But if you ain't signed to me and I have no contractual obligation to you from leaving, not only with the belts that you win from Earl, I mean, it's hard to understand. It is. And obviously, due to all the information coming out. But it looks like we got some callers already, so we're going to go ahead and open up the phone lines real quick. Looks like we got Cashman P on Discord.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
If you're on Twitter Space, I guess raise your hand. I really don't know how this works as this is our first one that we're doing. But if you raise your hand, I will get to you after I get the Cashman P. What up, Cashman?
It was good, family.
How you doing?
I know I called in yesterday saying that I was like on the fence. I felt both ways about it, but after hearing what I've been hearing yesterday, after the call and these mandates starting to happen with Spence and stuff like that, I feel like Bud dropped the ball on this one. And if Spence was to vacate everything and just move up, that'd be on Bud. Because this is a legacy fight. I know we was talking about the money yesterday and was like, yo, would you turn down 10+ million? I'm like, nah. But I wasn't thinking of the situation that they were in. This is for Undisputed. This is for bragging rights. This is to show who's the best of the best of the best at this division. I think this fight is bigger than fucking Mayweather and Pacquiao.
But don't let Earl taint your mind. Don't let Earl taint your mind. Earl ain't even looked like Devin Haney at the scales yet, but he wants us to believe he can't make the weight. Earl ain't miss weight. Earl ain't take off his fucking underwear. Earl ain't wrap himself around a towel. They ain't bring a bigger podium to hide his ass while he doing the weigh-in. Fuck you mean he can't make weight? Show me you struggling first like Dev. Show me you really want it like Dev. Show me. Come on, man. Y'all giving him passes. Let Crawford go get this fucking check. You go fight your mandatory and let's fucking do it. Stop talking this I can't make weight shit. I ain't see you struggle yet. I ain't see you with your lips dry. I ain't see you look like Jacobs chewing gum. I ain't see none of that. Fuck is y'all talking about? Y'all making fucking passes. Y'all don't want y'all favorite fighter to get in there and get this motherfucking fight. Fuck, I ain't see him struggle. Why he ain't motherfucking just putting Vaseline on his lips for fight week? I ain't see none of that shit.
Hey, yo, Ness, I ain't gonna hold you. His weigh-in with Ugas, he did look a little funny. I'm not even gonna hold you. That weigh-in that he did with Ugas, he looked a little funny.
I'm Googling pics. Earl versus Ugas right now.
Yeah, Ness, you acting like motherfuckers ain't never talked about Earl. You feel me? Getting big, looking.
But Danny, you could look big. You could look big. What I'm talking about is not looking big, looking like you struggling. That's what I'm talking about. Devin getting bashed on Twitter because he looked like a skeleton. I'm talking about Devin. I'm talking about Devin being compared to 50 Cent in that movie he made. That's struggling to make weight. That's showing the world. That's showing the world. That's showing the world you can't make the weight. You talking about making the weight and pounding your chest? You talking about making the weight and pounding your chest? You can't make it? Get out of here, man. I ain't falling for that.
Ness, but you know it's hard for him now since he got his strength and nutrition. He got a nutritionist now.
Who?
If it was still easy for Spence to do it, he would have never had a nutritionist.
But that's the thing. Devin got a nutritionist. Listen, Samson came on this show, told Devin and his father, y'all not going to make weight. We know you struggling. I've been told. What he did, he made the way for the Linares fight. Then he hired the nutritionist, right? Then he made the way for the Joseph Diaz fight. Then he made the way for the Kambosos fight. Then he made it again. Now he's saying he's staying there. This the same dude said, I can't make weight. I got to move up. Come on, man. Don't give me that shit. You better fire whoever you got and get a new nutritionist. This, like you said, this is a legacy fight. So you going to run from it or you going to make the weight? You going to eat grapes?
Hold on.
Is you going to eat grapes and water? Is you going to eat grapes and water or you going to move up?
Ness, let me play devil's advocate.
Go ahead. Let's do it.
Because Devin Haney's 23 years old. Errol Spence is what, 32?
They both been at the weight the same amount of years. They agreed on that on Twitter verbally.
Okay.
Publicly.
One man's body right now is developing a lot different than another man's body. I'm just saying Devin is younger.
Yeah, Devin is the growing boy. Devin is the growing young man.
Correct.
Not the man that is there.
The weight is easier to come off. He's younger.
Nah, it's harder
for the young man because he's busting at the seams. That's why Barrios never won a title at 22, never won a title at 26, and had to move up to 40. That's called busting at the seams. You young and big.
He also had like a fucking pretty significant height growth spurt.
And that's cool, but what I'm saying is when you busting at the seams, you don't win a title there. You move up beforehand. You don't even become a contender there because you busting at the seams. That's not what happening.
Yeah, I honestly don't get the comparison, champ.
That Barrios, listen to me, just try and walk with me. Barrios ate himself through 3 divisions before he ever became a regular champ, bruh. What are you talking about? Like, that shows he was a growing man that could not make the weight. Not a dude that's been at weight 10 years. That's different.
So you kind of help making my point. You saying that Barrios, who was around the age that Devin is now, was growing and could not make that weight.
That's why he and Devin are compared, not Barrios, Devin, and
But
Earl.
bro, Barrios had a height growth, bro. It's like yeah, we young.
No, he was always tall. I know him before he got with Al.
Bro, so you mean to tell me? First of all, that's wrong. He's definitely taller than 5'10" because he's taller than me.
Like I said, brother, he was always tall. I know him before he got with Al, man.
So he was always the height he is now.
He was always tall for his division. When he started at 22, he was tall as fuck. So as he grew, but he still stood tall for each division.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like a young fighter definitely is able to do, not just make weight, but like just do more. Like when you younger, bro, you just able to do a lot more in your early 20s. Yeah, your metabolism, your age. Like, bro, the shit you doing in your early 20s ain't the shit you gonna be doing in your early 30s. Even if you living your life the same, you get what I'm saying? Like, you start to age, you start to slow down a bit, bro. You're not the same. But, I mean, I guess it really just depends on case by case. But you get what I'm saying? Like, historically speaking, ain't no 23-year-old gonna be able to do less than his 32-year-old version of himself if he, doing the same shit.
All right, we got CYP up next. What up?
Carlos.
CYP.
Hey man, I got some beef with Danny real quick.
Mm-hmm.
You my man, but I got beef. So it's okay for Jake Paul to knock out everybody. Whoop everybody ass. 4-0, it's okay for him to knock out a 40-year-old Woodley. It's okay for him to probably knock out 45-year-old Silva. Okay, knock out YouTubers, basketball players. But if we want him to fight somebody that's gonna whoop his ass, then that's the problem. See, I find
That's
that
not what I
bullshit.
said. That's not
It's
what I
okay
said.
for him to put ass whoopings on everybody. But for us to see him in the opposite position is making us haters want to see him lose. I find that some bullshit. Tell him to stop fighting dudes that he's prone to knock out. I've been an Anderson Silva fan since I was young. This dude is 45 with low movement and his twitch is slow. He's going to knock him out. And honestly, you call me a Jake hater, but I put that on a bet a month and a half ago with my Alicia Bumgarner parlay. So I hope he wins to pay me my damn money that I've been waiting for a month. But I'm telling you, we need to see him fight somebody that can actually give him a challenge. And that's not necessarily lose, but stop picking dudes that you know you're going to knock out and then call us haters when we say, how about you get your ass knocked out? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Who called you a hater, Carlos?
No, you said that people. Well, I don't know if it was you and Ness. One of y'all was like, people hating on him. They want to see him lose.
I said that.
Dude, they want to see him lose.
Yeah. So he said that after I'm saying people complaining about who he fighting at 5-0, and they're being unrealistic with who they want to see him fight, bro. Motherfuckers want, like, it ain't that they want to see him challenge. They want to see him lose. Like, name me somebody he should be fighting at 5-0 with one amateur fight. You get what I'm saying? It ain't going to be a world champion, but yet that's who people have requested, called upon because of how big of a splash he's been making.
I've seen a lot of people call him out that wasn't world champions, that was just guys who just want to get in there and get some money, and they ain't stars either. He ignores them dudes because they're not popular enough. So let's stop forgetting that you need to be popular to fight him, not just an amateur, not just 5-0. None of that. You need to be popular. It just seems to me that the popular dudes he chooses are dudes he can knock out, and that's all fun and games. But to say you want to see him in a fight with anybody popular that may actually win or not get knocked out doesn't make you no goddamn hater.
I ain't say that. I just said.
I think you're just misunderstanding what we labeling as a hater. We labeling the people that want to see him fight a better fighter than any other pro boxer has ever fought at this pace in their career. He's not Loma. He's got one amateur fight. So the people that are rushing him to jump up in competition, yes, you are a hater because Floyd didn't rush up and jump in competition. Canelo fought Puppet Vasquez, and it probably was a mistake in his third fight. But yes, Canelo fought Puppet, and Puppet went on to become a world champion. But you can't find dudes that do that. There's not a lot of Clarissa Shields, Franchon Cruzes in this world that fight each other in their first fight. Like, Jake is doing what any other fighter has done. Like, I mean, pick of your favorite fighter, and I'll pull up his resume and tell you what their first fights looked like.
But make sure that your favorite fighter only got one amateur fight.
Exactly. No, but even some of their favorite fighters don't have better opposition. It's the same level of opposition. They're just not as popular as Jake's opposition. Jake chose MMA dudes that have, followings, but novices in boxing, kind of like what all boxers do. All boxers get in there with someone that is not going to beat them. Like, Bruce Trampler ain't throwing in, Troy Isley with fucking Jason Rosario. Like, it's a developmental fight. It's like, oh, he's Jake Paul. He brings money. He sells pay-per-views. He can't develop. Put him in a tough fight. I don't get it. He's good for the business.
Anything else, EYP? Think he done jumped off. But we got a $5 super chat. Mad Ben 100 says, my son's 18 years old, went from 150 pounds to 123 in 10 days for wrestling. Youth is beautiful.
Exactly. And that's why Devin is still making it, I guess is his thing. But I disagree. I feel like when you're younger, it's harder because you're a growing man. When you're 30, bro, let me finish my sentence just so you understand, like, physics, okay? Because doesn't your body stop growing? Or after 21, are we still growing? Can he Google that and show us that after 21, men still growing? Because show me that. Show me that. Show me that we still fucking growing at 30. You know what I'm saying? Like, the body stops after a fucking while.
Your metabolism don't stop, bro. It slows down,
You don't keep growing and become a 7-foot man or an 8-foot man. Like, you tap out. What do it say there? 18 to 20. So can I get an apology for the 30-year-old man you trying to say is still growing?
I'm not saying he's still growing.
No, he Googled it. He didn't read it. He takes that he's wrong on the chin, but doesn't fucking say it. You wrong.
You asked to look up when do men stop growing. What the fuck does that have to do with your metabolism slowing down in your 30s?
The growing,
you can't lose the weight as easily.
The growing
a
young
perfect
man
example. A perfect
is
example of that.
Than the older man.
A perfect example of that
That's
is
why we
you and
Googled
I
it.
both started Foodie Fit at the same time, except you were working out and I wasn't. But yeah, I've been able to lose so much more weight than you.
Because you were heavier.
Bro, was we or was we not around the same weight?
No. I was always lighter than you. You started at 260.
Not by much, though, bro. You was like 250. Regardless, percentage-wise, I have lost a significant larger percentage than you.
Again, maybe you don't understand this, but you had more body fat than I. That's it. It's called muscle to body fat ratio. That's it. You had more body fat,
bro,
my brother.
I'm just saying, when you're younger, regardless, the weight comes off easier. The weight comes off easier.
So if what he is saying is true, why did I start to look better before you? It took you longer to physically look the way you're looking. I got on the diet, boom. Why? Because I added physical training. You just went with diet.
See, and I think it was extremely noticeable on me before it was on you.
It was noticeable that you lost weight, but you was flabby, bro. It wasn't toned.
I'm saying, yeah.
Like, nobody wants to fucking have a fucking curtain hanging off their arm. Like, it's different. You could just lose the weight on diet, or you can train.
But a
and
young
tone.
individual, regardless, is going to lose the weight easier than an older individual every time.
All right. I get you, and that does make sense, but the younger individual is also growing at a more rapid rate than the older man.
I mean, according to Google, Devin stopped growing years ago, right? So
who's closer to the 20? Is Devin closer to that 20 that the world is telling you?
I'm just saying, Google
Who is closer, brother?
Yeah, he's closer.
So that means that your man Earl, who you trying to make an excuse for, Ben stopped fucking growing. He 30-something, bro.
So
let's move on.
Just because you stopped
Let's
growing,
move on.
that mean,
Let's move on.
You ever heard
bro.
of metabolism?
I'll move on, bro. It's all good.
Because I could Google that for you as well.
I mean, you're going to have to Google something because the last Google search you failed.
Bro, you asked me that. What the fuck that got to do with metabolism and with being able to do something when you're younger, champ? Like,
we got Ed Caesar. What up? On Discord. See you with your hand up, champ.
Yo, everybody stop chatting because, you know, if I'm wrong, you guys are too.
I got Sway in New York City with the $5 super chat. He says, boots. All right, there you go. What's going on, champ? Caesar?
I just re-downloaded this app. Yeah, this time it's actually working pretty good. I can hear you guys very clearly. But yeah, man, in terms of like losing weight and metabolism and all that, I mean, I'll tell you my experience. When I was in high school, I wrestled, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't struggle very much to make weight, man. I want to say I was dropping like 15, 20 pounds. I was wrestling at that time. I was wrestling like at 125, and I didn't have too much trouble, man. I would sleep weight off. I would go to sleep and wake up a pound lighter. So it's just youth, man, because I can't do that shit now. So that's just my personal experience. Take that how you will. I personally believe.
Let me ask you something.
Ness knows. He was just Ness a couple months ago.
Bro,
Ness knows a couple months ago. He knows so much. That's why he was just shopping for TRT, because he knows that the shit you could get out of your body when you younger ain't the same shit you can get out of your body when you older.
Exactly.
Bro, you wouldn't need TRT if you was in your 20s, because guess what? Your body naturally produces it, bro. You able to get more out of your body when you younger. You able to cut more weight when you younger, bro.
Isn't my argument, Danny? Oh my God, we gotta let this go. We gotta let this go, because my argument is that the older man stops growing. You literally saying it right now that the older man needs TRT.
Bro,
you literally saying my argument. I just want to drop it.
So
you won.
TRT helps
you won.
bro?
You won.
So,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So apparently you get taller and bigger.
Go ask Lamont Peterson.
Bro, but
go Google some fucking bodybuilders. Listen, let's let it go. We don't have to do this.
So
Jesus
now it's
Christ.
the hype
I literally
builder.
said he won. I literally said he won. Like, we can let it go and get to callers. Lord have mercy.
But it makes sense. But it makes sense. It makes sense the way you put it, Ness, because, I mean, I was always, from my understanding, the human body stops at the age of 27. That's what I've always.
You breaking up too much, Caesar. You breaking up too much, baby. You breaking up way too much. But we do got a bunch of people on Twitter Space. Like I said, this is our first time rocking out with Twitter. I don't even know how that works, but if you want to raise your hand, you want to talk, I see my man Broadway Joel up in the building. Who this? Somebody, it says, oh, that's Hot Boxing Minute. What up? I see you. What's goody? Raise your hand. Y'all want to tap in? Y'all want to talk about this conversation? You want to give us your thoughts? Any super chats we got to get to, Danny? I got Sway in New York, which I never finished. He says, Boots Ellis, probably December 17th in Atlanta. Spence fighting Thurman, if the money right. No one turning down big money or Spence Fundora at 54 in February. Now, that is true. In that interview with Espinoza, he does say Spence might take a 54 fight. Okay, we got Ja. I think his name is Ja. Oh, that's James Benitez. Okay, James, now how do I let you speak? Invite to speak. There you go. That was easy. So I've requested him. I think you guys might have to request me as well. Okay, and it looks like
so
add a speaker. What up, Joel? Joel, let me know when you're ready. I do hear someone. Is that?
I'm here. What's going on? What's going on, Ness?
What up, champ? How are you?
I'm doing well, man. The Adames got that win against Montiel, so you know the voice of Dominican boxing got to talk about that. A lot of people weren't picking him to stop him, let alone in the third round. My man came out southpaw and dusted this dude, a guy who gave Charlo trouble. So all I want to know is that Adames made a statement in the middleweight division, and if Charlo vacates that belt, that's a duck. I don't want to hear nothing. Unless he's moving up to fight Benavidez or Plant, if he's fighting Selecki and some other Euro guy, I don't want to hear it. That's a duck because he earned that. He fought and eliminated with Deverenchenko, beat him. Then the WBC ordered him to fight Munguia for the mandatory position. Munguia ducked him, so he had to fight Montiel for the interim. And he got the interim, so he earned his shot. So either vacate and prove that you a duck or fight my man Adames.
All right. So if he doesn't get the Charlo fight, what you want to see him do?
Thing is, the middleweight division is so fragmented. You know, Janet Beck is on the ESPN side, and Triple G, I don't know what he's doing, but from what I understand, he's fighting his mandatory in Falcao. So I just want him to be elevated to full champion if he's going to vacate. And then, you know, from there, he's negotiating from a point of a champion. So that's what I want the WBC to do. Mandate it, and the ball's in Charlo's court. Because he hasn't fought nobody since he moved up to 160. And right now, we got somebody who beat the last two guys you beat and beat Montiel in way better fashion than you did. So, to me, he earned his shot both through the public eye and through the sanctioning body. So, my man deserves his shot. And Charlo, I'm not calling him a duck yet because he hasn't vacated. And I don't know what's his next move. But if he vacates, that's a duck.
I hear you, champ. I hear you, man. What's your thoughts on this Errol Spence and Crawford saga before I let you go?
Listen, I spoke to Steven Espinoza. I spoke to Blue Blood. And what I made out from it is Crawford's fault, man. Crawford, from what I understand, pulled out because he wasn't getting the access to the books that he wanted. But in the Muhammad Ali Act, the fighter actually has legal right to look at the book. So that can't be a point of contention in the negotiation. So I don't understand why
but read it. Read the act, because somebody told us that yesterday, and the way I read it, it doesn't say that I have access to see what you're spending on the event. You have access to see as far as when it pertains to what you're getting. But bro, so now you want him to get access to see what the rest of the card is getting. to see how much they're spending on fucking hotel rooms and travel, and bro, you know what I'm saying?
Put a cap on expenses. Put a cap on expenses then, if that's the case.
No, but what he's saying is if you're not 50-50 on the event, you don't get access to see everything. Like why if you're fighting me, why should you get the right to see what Danny's purse is if he's on the undercard?
When you ain't putting no money
towards his purse.
Towards it.
You ain't even a promoter. Like, you don't even have a promoter's license to go fit. It's not even a co-promotion. How the fuck do you get to see half of everything if you not putting up half of anything?
Yeah, but you got to look at the move. Look who he's fighting now. And that fight's not going to happen, bro. I'm telling you right now. The same thing that happened with T.O. and Trilla is going to happen with Crawford. He's fighting the same level of opponents he was fighting.
I hope not. I mean, I got a source that tells me that, Black Prime is backed by some pretty big money in Silicon Valley. My source, he's been in the sport for at least 30 years. So, if he's not fearful, I am going to give them a shot and see what they do. Plus, I don't know if you know, but Bob Arum already came out and said that Frank Warren told him all the money for Avanesian is in the bank already, and that it was a huge purse. Not to mention Bob, who's being sued by Crawford, said that Crawford already got a significant portion of his purse. So think about that. Think about that. We've never seen that done. We've never seen any fucking body get paid before the fight. We've seen them guarantee. We've seen a high level profile promoter guarantee you gonna get that money, not give you a portion beforehand. So how the fuck is Crawford gonna turn around from that and walk away? You can't.
I'm not privy to that, so maybe what you're saying is right.
No. The video, no. The videos are on Fight Hype. You just ain't see the video. You privy.
Okay.
The world is privy. Right. The world is privy.
But one thing I will say is if you look in the Nevada State Athletic Commission, they don't have no date reserved for a combat event on December 10th. So what they need to do is figure that out.
Yeah, but they're not fighting in Nevada. They're not fighting in Nevada.
Nebraska.
You said Nevada, Papa.
You did say Nevada.
I meant Nebraska.
But yes, you are correct, because I actually was on the Nebraska State Athletic Commission yesterday, and they don't have an event listed for December 10th yet.
Yes.
It's only 40-something days out. They better figure that out.
All right. Well, Joel, man, thank you for calling in, and we appreciate you. We're about to go to James Benitez, Huntsville, Alabama, via Twitter Space. We are now using Twitter Space for anybody that likes to be on Twitter. You can use Twitter not only to listen to the show, but also to call in. James, are you available?
Yo, Ness, you hear me?
Loud and clear, champ.
Hey, man. Yo, man, I'm just glad that you use the multiple platforms, man. You spread the channel. I see how this space is just starting to fill up with people today, man. So it's a good look. So I just want you to just go ahead and keep on touching the eyes and ears of all the listeners. How I feel about this, man, I feel that when Bud was just negotiating on the side with Black Prime, he should have used that as just a bargaining chip or whatever, just to either try to get more money from Showtime so Espinoza wouldn't have felt blindsided by it. So they could have probably just came correct or just backed off, and everybody would have just probably been in the know. But, end of the day, man, I just want to keep the lines going and just, and just keep listening to the show, man. And shout out to you, Nick. I'm out.
Appreciate you. Looks like we got one more caller on the line, but we got a 6-month member right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice, where you should be subscribed. If you're not subscribed, please come on over and do so. Help us get to our next goal of 1 million subscribers. Only you can help us. But our member, Jazz 11, member for 6 months at the champ level, so he definitely gets to listen to our live betting show today at 8:30 a.m., where we give you betting advice, and we've been making you money consistently at least 4 weeks in a row. Big money. That being said, he said, what did y'all hear about Guido's camp? We didn't hear anything. He's not been here. He came here once only, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't seen Guido in, honestly, a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I can't really speak on Guido. Camp, I'ma just not easily impressed, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. So I got Tony Salgado. He says, what up, Ness, Danny? Been at the hospital with a broken leg, so haven't kept up with all this. Why can't Boots and Spence happen if Spence stays at the weight? Well, because he's not, that's not the big fight. We got Ed Wheezy, $5 super chat, says, what's up, you guys? Love the content. Good work. Hand clapping emoji. And I don't know, what's the big deal? Crawford knew he was fighting till next year, so why not make $10 million? Because it does push it back, right? Like we heard the leaked audio from Earl, which is obviously fishy that there's one-way leaked audio, but, we heard that leaked audio, and obviously they were looking at January. With Crawford fighting in December, the January date is not available. Rayfield did say what? February?
I think the 4th.
But even that is pushing it, like from the 10th to the 4th. From the 10th of December to the 4th of February, that's a fast turnaround, a la Canelo style. I got Larry Smooth in the 4-1-10.
That ain't as fast.
Really?
Not as.
December 10th. January 10th makes 30 days. February 10th doesn't even make another 30. I mean, the fight is on the 4th if you use that date. So it's less than 60, which is barely 8 weeks, if that.
Oh, yeah, shit, you're right.
Larry Smooth in the 410 says, Canelo is also bigger draw, so it makes sense that he would get paid more than Bud. Of course, that's why he got the guarantee.
What would the, honestly, what would the appeal be, right? Because it seems like they're trying to get Earl off, get him a fight.
Mm-hmm.
So what would the appeal be to a quick turnaround?
March.
No. Appeal. What would the appeal be for the quick turnaround? Like, because all we've heard is January, February. What's the appeal in January, February?
Just keeping keeping the iron hot.
Yeah, I don't know. They probably should look at.
They can't look at Cinco de Mayo, so it's like, why wait?
I never
Wilder always
Cinco
goes March, April.
I mean, I don't get that, but Wilder, like,
it's spring break too. You capitalizing on the people.
That's like in April, champ. But regardless, like, think about when Wilder fought Ortiz the second time. Mm-hmm. That was the weekend before Thanksgiving, 2019. Then he turns around, fights Fury in February. That's something I never liked and I never understood. Wilder as the A side, why are you giving yourself less time then? Like, why
they think they can get it done.
But
why
bro,
balloon and wait?
Okay, but what big fighter is fighting every, on a 2-month turn? Like, yes, you mentioned Canelo during a pandemic against, lesser than opposition. Like, that quick turnaround was the Yildirim fight. Yeah, he turned around to then do it again for Billy Joe, but he was coming off the Yildirim fight. You get what I'm saying? And going into. So all I'm trying to see from you is why you think they're trying to rush it. Like, do you think that maybe they believe Earl can't make the weight past the second half of next year?
They're rushing it because he's out here saying it's hard to make weight, so get it done as soon as possible.
So you don't think it's maybe they believe the fight will lose steam if they don't do it?
Well, I said that too. I said strike while the iron's hot. Everybody's talking. I want you guys to hear this because I don't know that this sort of audio coming from Team Crawford is productive.
We ain't blaming Errol Spence, but I am blaming him. I'm blaming him. I say, why he ain't asking what's going on? He ain't say nothing all in between the negotiations. He ain't said nothing until after it's over, after they know we got another fight. Why he didn't say nothing? You see what Bud said? Y'all still didn't say what Bud said. Listen, I know this off my haters because I got all my lovers in the building. All my haters, like I say, I'm going to say this one more time. Where was Errol Spence in the negotiations? Where was he? That motherfucker didn't come sit at the round table. Not one time. They call on the phone all the time. The man that called Bud never asked him, what can I do to get your ass in the ring? Because they ain't worth nothing. That's how they say. They low class. They ain't worth nothing. Errol Spence hanging on, waiting on Al what to tell him. That's his real daddy. The man in the ring with him, that ain't his daddy. Al is his daddy. Shit, he don't make a move until Al say something. Fuck. Because his daddy can't be told. I know a real father would have been and told that man, go kick his ass. That's what you need to do, son. You're already a millionaire. You're already a world champion. You better go kick his ass. That's what a real father would have did. We didn't know.
Well, I mean, that definitely, I ain't going to say it ain't going to get you to fight. It can make Earl mad enough to want to, fight. But it also could work against them. So that is the audio. People are like, what audio? Hopefully you heard that. We got a speaker on Twitter Space. Talk to me, Jay. Hardcore. What up?
Hey, what's up, fellas?
How are you, brother?
Keeping life simple, man. It's always a pleasure. Hey, just heard that what Bernie just said, but you know what? I remember, I try to listen to everything that comes out. And Earl said in the beginning of the negotiations, this time he's not going to negotiate it on social media. He said, the last time I felt I had a little part in it not happening because, we had egos flowing and I was talking that 80-20 and 70-30 stuff. He said, so this time I'm going to keep quiet and I ain't going to do all of that. And that's what he did. And he got a promoter to handle, Whitcomb is not a promoter. He's an advisor. But he has a mouthpiece for him. That's what they pay him for. So he didn't need to get out there and say anything. He just needed to sit back and let it unfold because the first time he talked, it didn't work. So this time he said, I ain't going to do that. And everything that cat says he's going to do, that's what he does. Moving on from that, man, I can't be mad at Crawford for getting a bag. I do have a problem with him the way he did it. You know what I mean? Nobody people always going to fault you for saying, you messed this fight up again or this, that, and the third. But that man is looking at generational wealth. He's looking at, hey, I could lose this fight with Spence. So if I can grab this 10 right here and maybe grab another 15 and 20, at least 20, that's $30 million for 2 fights. You know what I mean? And I can put that away because if I lose the fight, I'm probably not going to fight no more after that. So I got something stashed away that I can use to invest and do better for myself in life. I got to respect that. Y'all know I'm a Spence supporter, but I love the boxing game more than anything. You know what I mean? So I'm always going to look at them being good afterwards. You know what I mean? Because back in the day, a lot of boxers weren't good, man. And you see them out here, they Las Vegas, standing at doors and, greeters and all that type of stuff and barely have money to eat with, man. So, hey, I ain't mad with you getting the bag, but you not telling them, hey, this is what's going on. I thought that was not a good move. That's pretty much all I got, fellas.
Jay
All right, Jay,
Hardcore,
appreciate the call.
shout out to you. Don't forget to follow Hardcore Boxing News 50 on Twitter. Appreciate the support.
It's 51 now. Remember, they hit me up.
Okay.
Hardcore Boxing News 51.
Let's go.
I appreciate that, though. Thanks.
For sure. Looks like I got a request from LJ, who is Johnny Slick. What up, Johnny? Oh, Johnny dropped off. I guess you didn't want to speak. If anybody wants to speak, go ahead and request to be a speaker on Twitter Spaces, and we'll bring you on. Let's see who we got on Discord. We're going out to SDX Renzi. What up?
Good morning, TBV. What it do, y'all?
Buenos dias.
Hey, man, I'm gonna just give my 2 cents real quick. I gotta stick with the original, man. I don't know if we forgetting, but I feel like when this topic first came out, and y'all did like a who to blame video one time, and that's you was saying I think we was siding with Crawford can't be to blame because he should be able to know what's going on based on the fact that he's only getting paid off of how the shit does, like off of ticket sales or whatever. That's the only way he's getting paid. So he should at least be able to know. And if he's not gonna be able to know and see everything, Al Heyman should at least sit down with him and be like, "Hey, this is what it is, and this is what I'm willing to show you as far as what actively has to do with you." But because he not getting no guaranteed money, he should be able to know something. I mean, I feel like that's anything. Doing business with anybody. If I say, "Hey, Ness, I want to do business with you. This is what we looking like we can do. I'm using your platform, but I'm bringing something to the show." I feel like, I should be able to see something like just specifically for this event. He should be able to see like what the numbers is because like we said it from the top of the deal. I don't know if y'all remember that show, but it was like, okay, he should be able to see hotels and all that because what if these seats and these hotels and these fights that they getting is for other people's families and friends and shit, and this coming out of the money that Bud's supposed to be getting. And they flying out all these different people and these people getting front row ticket seats and shit. That's his money. He should be able to know what's going on.
For sure, man. For sure. No, listen, I'm being told the same thing. There's a lot of people hitting me up saying it's unheard of. No guaranteed money, not being to know everything and all the expenses is unheard of. But
yeah, it just sounds like you going into a blind situation. I feel like and like especially like it's boxing, man. Like let alone we talking about lose a fight. You could lose your life, man. That man could go in there and lose his life in a fight, and that we know is gonna be a banger. We know they gonna leave it all in there when they do get in the ring. And you talking about you could possibly be putting your life on the line, and I'm going in there not knowing what I'm gonna get off of this. Nah, not. I got a family. I got people that gotta live after whatever happens to me that night. And I feel like that's what people gotta respect, regardless of the fact. It ain't just like football, a game of football or something like that, something simple. That man putting his life on the line. The only other thing I gotta say, my boy didn't get to get his interview, Ness, but I need you to put him in your betting show today, man.
That's Brandon, man. Brandon and Bo. Brandon and Bo. I've sent you even the last one that you sent me. Like, yo, I reached out to Brandon. He didn't get back. I even sent that to him. He in the chat right now. Brandon, what's wrong with you?
Hey, they playing with me, but it's cool. Don't sleep on my man, Quentin Sumner. He's fighting Jeremiah Milton. That fight will at least go all 6 rounds. That's a plus 320 or something right now. That fight will go all 6 rounds. And if my man gets 6 rounds with him, he might win on the card. So don't sleep on him. That's all I got to say. TBV, I'm out.
All right. Who is next on the line? If you want to call in, we're using Twitter Spaces, so go ahead and request to speak on Twitter, or you can use our Discord where we are there. We got JP in formerly from Long Beach, now Las Vegas. What up, champ?
Morning. I got you. So look, Ness.
Yes, sir.
You a businessman. Say you doing border wars. There's a big border wars fighter. There's 2 fighters everybody want to see. One guy says, you say, okay, I'm going to pay you guys. One guy says, you say, here's the rate I pay. He says, no, I don't like that rate. You say, well, since you don't like that rate, we can incentivize it. You get paid from the proceeds. That's how it goes in anything. Then can that fighter then say to you, the owner of border wars, say, well, okay, Ness, but I want to see how you spending the money. What are you going to say?
Probably no.
It's 101. It's business 101. If we not starting there, we got to be starting there, dog. So period. we got to end that shit. Even in the NFL, when a player says, I don't like that contract, they then incentivize it based on his performance. And then you have potential to earn way more than that baseline contract. That's just fucking business 101. Shout out to Rachel Donaire and them who came on. They spent the whole fucking day on the back call with us. I'm talking about they people goals.
Yo,
They
Champ.
people goals. Yo.
Question though. Well,
is your mic on your Twitter? No, you got to turn your mic
bro,
off.
I haven't even joined it. Like, that's not it. That's his background. I hadn't even joined it.
Oh.
But no, I was gonna ask you. But in other team sports though, like right now, the whole thing is Lamar Jackson, right? Lamar Jackson, they saying they're gonna bring out the Brinks trucks for him. But the thing with Lamar, obviously, is based on his performance, but it's also based on what other people's getting paid. Right? Like in the NFL, it's not as much the marketability as it is the market.
True.
So you know what I'm saying? Like there is no other welterweight. Like you have Errol Spence and you have Terence Crawford. So it's like the market doesn't really dictate what they're making in boxing. It's really obviously a mixture of the marketability plus what they're bringing to the table as far as in the ring. In football, it's not quite like that.
Well, so then what's their market then? What's the measure? It ain't Canelo. So if we really holding them by the standards they should be held by, which is what they've produced previously, they're getting overpaid, bro. And come on, don't do that. So look, man, let me move on because I feel like we got to start at that baseline with the business. Donaire family, shout out to them. Al Heyman, quickly. Dog, we got 2 pictures of this nigga that only exist, and I don't know the sound of his voice. I
got video on my channel of Al.
Huh?
There's a whole video on my channel of Al. Shock it ain't got 1 million views.
Shit, it should, because I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I don't know the sound of the man's voice, and there's 2 weird pictures on Google Images that exist. How does this man get this much negative publicity? How? It's impossible. He once tried to provide us free boxing, and they clowned him and damn near ran him out the sport for that. When he was trying to give it to us free, it was a fucking clown show. And so that transitions me to, I don't know who these guys are, but there are some dudes out there that just are happy with the fact that Bud ain't got to submit to that nigga. You know, and that's good enough. You know, there are people like that. I don't know. What'd you say? But anyway, man, and I just find that strange. But the nutshell is this. It seems like Terence dipped out on negotiations. Bad business overall. Could potentially put the fight at risk in the future. So if you were getting some renovations done on your house and you just wanted one contractor to do it, it was the week of the work to start, and he just says, oh, I'm starting another contract. I'm starting something else this week. Never gave you any heads up. You're going to be pretty pissed, right? Pretty simple analogy. So he may not, but if he's able to come back after this Avanesian shit, it's one of the dopest business moves ever. You able to go get you a 10 mil, still come on back, give us what we want. I love it. But if he doesn't, I fucking hate it because this guy is going to be on resume. I don't know if his resume even gets, he's undisputed, so he probably gets into the Hall of Fame. But Terence Crawford is potentially an all-time great. And if he doesn't get this Spence fight, he won't be held in those conversations or in that esteem on those platforms. I told you I got you, Ness.
All right, brother. Call. Appreciate you calling in. We got some people on Spaces ready to rock and roll.
Do. Jonathan Lambarena, you up, champ. BJ up next. Talk to us. Jonathan Lambarena on Twitter Space. You up, champ. Unmute.
Hello, good morning. I was just going to touch on a couple things. You know, what Crawford did, I don't think it's such a bad thing to the sport like a lot of people are saying. It's a matter of the man hasn't fought in a year, and he told he's literally told well, according to him, he told Al he's going to fight this year. So As well as that, Errol Spence actually said he was fighting in November with or without Crawford, and we all seen that. But for some reason, we can't seem to find the tweet. I think it was a tweet. I'm not quite sure, but other than that, what I want to say is like, as far as making weight, he can make the weight still because, like Nat said, we haven't seen him sunken in. The worst we probably seen him was there was a lot of rumors during like the camp for the Pacquiao fight that he was looking kind of sunken in, kind of weak. But I just want to say Triple G has been making 160 since May 2006. Let me repeat it. He's been making 160 since May 2006. So what Ness is saying is correct. He hasn't been sunken in, so why is it that he can't make the weight? Wait till 2023.
Muchas gracias, Mexican style. Muchas gracias, champion, campeón.
But yeah, that's all I really have to say. I still want to see this fight, and I think Crawford is just making sure he's not cold before going into the big fight, And I think Errol should do the same, Why not do a mandatory? Yeah, he hasn't done one in years.
All right, Jonathan.
And let's be real. Danny wasn't a mandatory. They made him mandatory.
Bullshit.
Danny was not mandatory. They made him mandatory.
It's okay. It's okay. You don't do this for a living. You don't know. It's all right. Danny was in line when Errol Spence and Sean Porter fought September 28th at the former Staples Center. Shut up. I'm talking. So he was the mandatory in line for Sean's belt. Back in 2019. That fight was going to get made before the car accident even happened. They already had a date in January
Okay, let me ask you, who was mandatory for Crawford before Porter?
Then the car accident happened in October of 2019, so that got pushed. People was talking about Maurice Lee in Jesus' name. That did not happen. He came back to face his WBC mandatory December 5th, 2021.
Danny, I got a question for you.
Go on.
Who was mandatory for the WBO for Crawford before Porter? You know that?
Yeah, Virgil.
And he turned down the opportunity. What's your point?
It was Danny Garcia. And they couldn't make the fight.
I don't think it was Danny. He was never the mandatory. Maybe he was number one, but he was never the mandatory in the WBO. Never.
I was Virgil.
All right, man. Well, thank you for the call.
No worries. Very welcome. Speaking of thank yous, I want to say shout out to Fred, the boss. He just gifted 5 memberships right here on YouTube. So hopefully you got one of those. And if you did, maybe you should be sending Fred a thank you so we can know exactly who we sent it to and thank him for you. We got requests from the fans corner, but who do you got?
So BJ is up. I'm just waiting on him to connect, and
I got C-Dub on.
You can unmute, champ. Talk
What's
to
going
us.
on?
What up? What's
going on, Boxing Voice? As far as the Earl Bud saga, I think it's just a miscalculation by Al. You waited all this time. You're telling this man this is the biggest fight, but I ain't got no money for you. So if I'm Bud, you tell me it's the biggest fight, you ain't got no money for you. I need a promoter. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to come back with a promoter. It's that simple. Either way, he has to walk away from this deal. It's a shitty deal. Why would he stay and take 35% and then you saying, I can't see the books because I ain't got no promoter? All right, I'm a dip. I'm going to go find somebody. I'll see you in January. We'll start negotiations over.
Yeah, we just got to hope that fight's still there, bro. We don't want him to get Demetrius Andrade. He could get that. Al could get mad. Al could get mad and feel turned off. You left him with his dick in his hand. I ain't fucking with you. Earl, move up. We got Jamel. We got Jamel for you up there, Earl. We got Fundora for you up there, Earl. Man, we could do whatever you want. Shit, we already offered Canelo $55 million for you, Earl. Fuck Crawford. That's what Al gonna tell him.
Well, then Earl will never be undisputed.
At that division, At that division.
Nah, he ain't never go. Ain't no way in hell Earl gonna be undisputed at 154.
Champ. You not making any sense. You telling me that Al can't make Charlo Earl next?
If they take it, if Charlo take it.
Exactly. No. But you admitted it. It's within his realm. He can make it because they both over it.
I'm giving you a prediction. I'm saying my prediction. Earl will never be undisputed if he don't take this fight.
And I'm telling you, there's the possibility at 54. And guess what? Has Charlo ever been on pay-per-view?
Yes.
Yeah.
Was it a success or did he do 130,000 with his own twin brother?
On a 6-fight pay-per-view.
All right.
Yeah,
then.
it wasn't really a success,
so when I say that Al could offer Jermell undisputed title shot defense at Earl in his biggest fight of his life, would I be lying?
You wouldn't be lying, but I mean, he can make a
hold on,
brother.
Hold on. So if I wouldn't be lying, isn't it likely that Jermell would take that because he's never done a successful pay-per-view and this fight could easily be anywhere in Texas and be big for the both of them?
Absolutely. So then
by agreeing to that, you admit that Earl does have a possibility at undisputed.
No, I didn't say possibility. I said he will never be.
But
he
that's
has
what I'm
possibility
saying. But
as
that's what
long
I'm
as he's
saying.
boxing.
No, but that's an oxymoron. You can't say someone would never do something, then turn around and say they got a possibility. So if you agree,
a homeless man has a possibility to be a billionaire. But
no.
No.
You see, no, but that's you being sarcastic. This isn't sarcasm. Earl and Jermell are on the same side of the street with the same advisor, with the same network, and Jermell's never done a successful pay-per-view. That means Earl would be his biggest fight. So he would take it. So anything else you say other than that, you're making it up to try to win this argument.
You got to unmute, BJ. Got to unmute. Looks like we might have lost him.
I hear you that Charlo has said he would never publicly fight Errol Spence. But you got to remember, Errol Spence publicly said he would fight Charlo. Mike Tyson publicly said they should fight each other because if they're friends, they should make money together. So while we know Earl said he won't, Jermell said he won't do it, like I said a few seconds ago, there is no bigger fight for Jermell. It ain't going to be U.S. pay-per-view with Tim Tszyu. So if he wants to make a splash here in America where he's from, if he wants to get out and make him a big fight in Texas where he's from, it's going to be with Earl. It's going to be with Earl.
Look.
No, I know. That's who I'm talking to.
I know.
Ed Weezy.
Okay.
He says, what up, you guys? Love the content, good work. And I don't know what's the big deal. Crawford knew he was fighting till next. Or we said that. And we got Larry Smooth, $5 Super J says, Canelo is also a bigger draw. So we said that. Louis, 4554. Jermell does do lower numbers than Crawford, but Triple G did 170 with Daniel Jacobs, who had an amazing cancer story. He was on buses all throughout New York City. He was raised on HBO, and that failed. But when he got in there with Canelo, they blew up. So it's spontaneous combustion. Don't worry. Jamal or Jermell maybe not draws, but if they fight Earl, they will draw. That's how it works. It's called right dance partner. Shout out to TBV. Great exchange between Paulie and Bill the other day. Had it a unanimous decision draw. Nice to see the respect shown also. Handshake emoji. Looking forward to the big weekend of fights. Glove emoji. If you're looking forward to the big weekend of fights, you better be looking forward to our show in about 40 minutes where we're going to be giving live betting advice. And we got 3 big cards, so we got some amazing parlays that we can make to make money, and we've been hitting every week. Just saying. The audio is there to prove it. Whether we recommend a multiple team parlay or we recommend a fight that we're telling you is going to win, we always give you a solid recommend. How big you want to bet and how big you want to go, that's totally on you.
But you guys got to tune in about 8:30, 9 a.m. Pacific. But if you're really looking forward to the weekend of big fights, then you should be looking forward to us tomorrow, as we will be doing a live show in Glendale, Arizona, steps away from where Anderson Silva will be taking on Jake Paul. We will be not just covering the Showtime pay-per-view, but as well as the top-ranked card headlined by Lomachenko versus Jermaine Ortiz.
We're going to be doing some giveaways, too. Not only do we got TBV T-shirts by FTWR brand, where if you don't want to wait and you can't be in Glendale, you can head on over to their website, use the code TBV to get a nice 15% off and purchase our hoodies or our shirts made by FTWR. But we are giving some away, and we might even have some Hardin stuff to give away as well, as we're going to be making a stop at our sponsor, picking up some prizes for you guys. We got
on top of that,
a lot of stuff.
Got to talk to you, but I this morning I'm getting my shit together for Phoenix and shit.
Oh damn, you already packed?
Well, yeah, I'm gonna be with my lady tonight, so I ain't going home. But I was thinking, I'm like, yo, I think we need to do a glove giveaway.
Okay, we can do that.
I think we take a.
We got dozens of autographed gloves over here.
Take some gloves, a glove or two. I ain't gonna say some.
I mean, we talking about Crawford. We got a Bomac glove. And his stablemate Keyshawn.
We got to see what we have, but definitely.
Do we got red spikes? Did we get him to sign?
I don't think we got red, but I got to see, bro, what we have left, because even the ones
a whole
we did
bag
get,
of gloves.
I know. I'm just saying, I don't know what has been sent out.
No.
So
anything
many.
that's sent out, Bo got. What we got in this storage is
so
us.
I do have
callers.
People on
I got
Twitter
C-Dub.
Space.
C-Dub
so we're going to go to Discord. C-Dub, talk to us.
What up?
The Fans Corner, you up next on Twitter Space.
Jonathan Lambarena with the $2 super chat. He says, GGG making 160 since 2006. Tell him, Ness.
He act like people haven't been complaining for his whole career. Move up. Take a challenge.
But they've been telling him move up, not that he's been struggling. And that's all he's saying is that stop saying you can't make weight. GGG been there his whole life. He's 40 years old. Stop making an excuse that you can't make weight. My man older than you making weight. It's discipline. Maybe Triple G don't do shit outside the ring other than train in the ring. C-Dub, is you going to talk?
He also a small middleweight, let's be honest.
He also don't drink. Alcohol makes you balloon.
He also,
I mean, we were talking to Fernando Vargas.
Yo.
What up, C-Dub?
Audio good?
Yep.
Yo, was on mute, man. Sorry about that. TBV, smash that like button. It's free. Shout out to the panel. Man, people be sentimental. We say boxers need to get paid more because they're risking their life, but they're not supporting, though. It's crazy. Every time they get in the ring, they're risking their life. They didn't respect Wilder when he risked his life against Hellenius by supporting the pay-per-view. So why would I expect them to support Bud risking his life against David Avanesian? People are wishy-washy when they want to stand on principles. They choose when they want to do it or not. The sad truth is we don't care risking their life for our entertainment. This is the life they chose, like a policeman, like a military serviceman. Thank you, Danny, by the way. But the words moving on, the words being used by Steven Espinoza, blindsided, and like Rachel said, they left him at the table at the end when it was at the finish line. These type of words being used and the outlook of it, it's sounding like Andrade and Bad Business and PBC. We know Al don't fuck with that. So, we're gonna hope Bud continue to carve out his own lane. He said he could carve out his own lane, and people, he did now. He could have AB in the summer. He could have Andrade in the winter and retire. Hall of Fame. Have Andrade at 160. That's the murderer's row. Two boogeyman getting it in. And Al just gonna sit Spence down and say, hey, don't drop this bag, man. Except the key fight. The mouthpiece is going to be out before the 4th round. He's not going to turn it down, man. Don't worry. It's so many options Spence got, man. Too many. And he could still help his legacy and still be Hall of Fame just like Bud is now. So, everybody will be happy. Everything will keep going. We want Andrade and Bud at 160, right? We'll be happy with that.
Who?
Andrade.
And Bud? Man, get out of here, bro.
All right, and Ness, they don't want to call Jacob Boxer, man, for some reason, man. They really don't. See, this is the thing with me. He called out Tommy Fury, which is a real boxer. He called out Rockman, right? So he must be a mastermind. They consider this man. This how far they go. They consider this man a mastermind because he knew those boxers were going to pull out. How fire is that? How much credit is that? I'm about to call out somebody on somebody and just know they're gonna pull out. I just know it. He signed. Rockman signed the paper and said he could make that weight. Tommy Fury said so he knew that Canahan shit was coming down the pipeline for Tommy Fury.
Of course not.
I'm gonna leave y'all with that, man. Shout out TBV.
Shout out to the Jake Paul fans. I see you, C-Dub.
C-Dub, appreciate you.
I see you.
We got the fans' corner.
Before we go, you already went to him?
Nah, go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to remind everybody, don't forget, guys, we're going to be in Glendale, Arizona, October 29th, where we will be performing live from McFadden's. We also got December 23rd. December 3rd, we'll be back in Arizona, but this time we'll be in the
AZ Blue Club, inside of the same arena, the Desert Diamond Arena, but this time we'll be obviously hosting the live fight party for Matchroom and Stagefront at the fights, and we are doing a live giveaway. Phenomenal 2 VIP experiences with ringside seats. VIP access to the weigh-in, autograph merch, access to the pre-fight party that includes your dinner, it includes your beverages, yes, adults as well, right? Little tequila coming the right way. 42, how you guys coming, right? So definitely head on over stagefrontvip.com/boxing voice, and you can enter this amazing giveaway. It takes literally 30 seconds. And you guys can be a part of that as well. So definitely want to encourage
now, don't forget to tell
everybody to head on over there.
Eddie Hearn is going to be in the party, so you'll get to
attendance.
rub elbows with Eddie. We also are bringing
David Benavidez. He is a confirmed guest to the party and the show. Showtime Sean Porter, Arizona's own Jesus Ramos, Floyd Mayweather's personal MC, Ramblin' Ralph, the one and only, who we will be hosting the after party with this weekend at McFadden's. So if you're in Glendale, Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona, come on out, watch the fights with us at McFadden's Social House. Enjoy the after party with us, Ramblin' Ralph, pop a few bottles. You get what I'm saying?
On top of that, we're traveling all the way to Mexico to go to Acapulco for the WBC convention. So we just wanted to let everybody know our itinerary, and we are asking our community to help out, as this is going to be a $3,000+ trip because it's multiple different places. We appreciate everybody that's been supporting and donating to help towards the cause. So remember, if you want to make sure that TBV gets to all these amazing locations and bringing you that amazing content, especially at the convention at the WBC, drop us a cash app at $ the boxing voice. That's THABOXINGVOICE #1, or use our super chat feature here. However you would like to help us out in this endeavor. We got a bunch of callers.
Yep. The fans corner on Twitter space. Talk to us.
That's
CBV, can you hear
Decatur,
me?
Georgia. What up, Decatur, Georgia?
Man, everything coach on there Friday, you dig? Man, I just want to say shout out to y'all two fellas and Bo. And the producers that be in the back, Brandon and Counter and all them, man. Everybody who fuck with TBV, man. Shout out to you, shout out. All right, check this here, man. You know the Bud thing. Everybody go subscribe to the Bill K Prime. Yeah, I said it. Go subscribe. Watch Bud do what he do to Avenesian. Hey, and it's possible I think Bud is in good enough shape to come back in a January or February fight. Again, that's just me. He gonna go through Avenesian, do what he do to him. And then, but Earl ain't gonna be ready now because Earl got mandatories, and I understand the mandatories want they shit. I ain't tripping. Has this undisputed pass? It's a possibility, man. I hate it. I don't like it, but fuck it. It is what it is. Boxing does this type of shit to us. We need one person in charge, one group, one something in charge. Who else? What else? Y'all talking about Steven Espinoza? Man, Steven supposed to know everything. And Bud held the ace. But look, say if he would have came at PBC like, hey, bruh, they gonna throw me 10. What you gonna do? What if Al on some, F this shit, nigga? You ain't getting 10. We ain't thinking about that. You understand the man? We don't even know what's going on in negotiation. Could Al be being a dick? He could be. I ain't saying he is. But the thing is, Charlie, just think from both sides. Make your own logical, you know what I'm saying, point. It is what it is. Just know we still want Bud and Spence. As far as the Spence and Charlo, I'm going on record saying that Charlo ain't finna fight no Spence. I don't care if it's mandatory, whatever. You see how that boy be up Earl Butt, no disrespect. He like him a lot, whatever you want to say. Charlo not finna fight no Spence. He finna move up, and then his brother gonna move up. But shout out to everybody. Earl, I saw you working out with Frank Martin. But y'all keep that shit up, bro. The fight still could possibly happen. All smiles on a Friday. Shout out to the Twitter space. Shout out to the YouTube chat. Shout out to the back. Shout out to everybody who fuck with boxing, man. It's Friday. It's a happy day. We got a great weekend coming, you dig? Hey, go on, get you some of y'all hardin from whatever area you in, and goddamn get ready, man. Bud all day, BLK, Prime, download it. And I see Bob trying to throw fights on his day and shit. Hey, y'all can throw all the salt you want. The man finna rise up. You dig what I'm talking about? Man, shout out to everybody. I'm out there counting.
I mean, they got Steve Nelson on the undercard from what it looks like. We got Matt Bent $100 $5 super chat in Kansas City. He says, my son, 18 years old, went from 150 to 123 in 10 days. You read that. Youth is beautiful. $2 super chat right back at us from Matt Bent 100 in Kansas City. He says, we stay growing. We get wider, not taller. Another $2 super chat from R. Jones. He says, metabolism slows as you age. How is this a debate? Thank you.
You know, I'm the one that brought up metabolism.
Mm-hmm.
So how as you get older, it slows down. So it makes it harder for you to cut weight when you're older.
Yeah, that's why I said thank you. Because I said you won. That's why I said let's move on. I've been said that.
You know you ain't mean it.
Yo, even when you say what they want to hear, they say you lying. It's crazy. RNS1 $5 super chat. Ness, explain how PBC found $20 million for Deontay, yet Tim Smith says there's no money for Bud EJ. Make it make sense. Wilder sells more pay-per-view, so they assumed that he would keep selling the numbers that he normally sells. That's what I'm saying. You're asking a man that's never done business with you to take a guarantee on you. To take a chance and guarantee you money.
Like, you guys got to think about it. We just know what's been reported for Bud. So it's like, if you Al, we know what's reported for PBC. Al know the truth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Al know what he could do. Al know what his fighters is really bringing in. He don't know that with Bud. You know what I'm saying? That's just a risk that he would have to be willing to take.
I don't know. I gotta debate this with Anonymous. It's like, yo, he feels like Charlo won't ever take that Earl fight because of friendship and just they've been spawned. But my thing is that there is no other fight for little Charlo. It ain't like Canelo's gonna offer him a fight. There is no other fight for him. What are you gonna do? Move up to 60 and fight who? Zach Parker? Like who? He ain't gonna fight top ranks. John Beck. Who he gonna fight at 60? And the fights at 60 ain't gonna be pay-per-view. They're not gonna be money. They're not gonna be big money.
Not as lucrative as a Bud or Earl would be. And nope. I don't see a Bud fight happening if we don't see the Bud Earl fight happen first.
Mm-hmm. RNS1 with the $2 super chat says leak audio, PBC damage control, duck season, duck emoji. We got JT, Coach JT, all the way in Dallas. What's going on by way of New Orleans?
So interesting that you come across like a nice guy, but you're really a piece of shit. Hey, with that comment. Come on. That was a piece of fuck you. That was a piece of shit. You know, we're doing live TV. Man, I don't care. What you gonna do about it?
I'll kill this mother. Why do you have to talk like that? Well, I'm talking to you the way I want to talk to you. You have a problem? Turn off your station. I'm the best ever.
Yo,
what up? What up, Ness? Can y'all hear me?
We hear you.
Yeah, what's going on? I heard somebody talk about the Errol Spence and the Mel Tello. I would like to see that fight, but I respect if they don't fight each other. Hey, everybody else doing it. You can put that little crank code on there. But I would love to see the fight. I got Errol beating Jamel Tello. Both good fighters, but if they don't fight, hey, it don't really bother me. They ain't really making big fights like talking about it anyway. But based on the topic, we still talking Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Honestly, man, at the end of the day, Bud did what he did. I don't know if it's gonna affect him fighting Errol in the future, but might not. This fight might not take place at 47. They might not fight for undisputed. It might take place at 54. It might take place at 50, 51, catch weight,
So you
or
are.
whatever.
So you think that it can happen? No belts on the line.
Yeah, I think it's still be a big fight. We just talking about popular fighters and belts. I mean, at the end of the day, Errol still will be a popular name, and I think Bud is a popular name. That still will be a big fight without no belts on the line. Honestly, I'm just saying at 147, I don't see them fighting for undisputed. Errol made a big comment on there, and Majid kept hyping on it about the weight. I just think Errol's tired of making 147. He's been doing it for some years. He's probably ready to move up. Errol did everything he said he was going to do. He tried to go for undisputed at 47. I mean, now Bud took another fight for money. I just think Errol will eventually move up, and it's not gonna be nobody's fault if the fight don't happen. It's probably be more the business side of it. It's not. I don't think the fighters are afraid of each other. I think both fighters want to prove something to each other anyway. But I wouldn't blame both fighters. I'm tired of one fighter saying they ducking and the other fighter saying they duck. I don't think they ducking each other. I just think the business need to be right on both sides. I mean, that's all I got to do on that.
All right, brother. Thank you for calling in. I just want to go ahead and shout out Henry Riley for joining our YouTube members right here at youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. He did become a contender. Henry, I hate to tell you, but the truth is I need you to become a champ. At the champ level, you can hear our next show, which is going to start in about half an hour, and we're going to be giving out betting advice, so I guarantee you, Al ain't even guaranteeing Terrence that. I guarantee you that the money you spend to become a member, you're going to make back with this bet. That being said, shout out to you. We got a $5 super chat from Noel G in Dallas. He says, Al holding on to Spence, Bud, and Tank Ryan to use it to try and secure a new network. Al is to boxing like Fidel Castro was to Cuba. Yo, dude's crazy. Who's next on Twitter Space?
We got the Combat League. Yes, the Combat Lounge. You're up next, so you just have to unmute. The Combat Lounge.
If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. If you're listening on Twitter Space, go ahead and retweet this and let more people on Twitter know that we're rocking out live, taking calls. Talk to us.
Yo, what's rocking? I just wanted to shout out to y'all. Matter of fact, y'all got two of my questions featured from the Floyd Mayweather press conference, so I appreciate that big time. So let me just get into it because y'all retweeted my opening statement, which is, I don't know why people thinking Al's supposed to be some kind of trick or something like that. Like you just gonna just walk up to him and just ask him for a whole bunch of money with no commitment. Shout out to the gentleman that was giving us the business 101 because I definitely learned something. I definitely kind of relearned something from that. And then I'm going to speedball this. I'm not speedball. Let's go by this pretty fast. We listened to that message. I don't know who that was, and they was demanding that Errol should just be Errol should have been at the table for what? For what? He got the belt. He got the gold. He can just sit back like a boss. Unless they just think he was some kind of chump, and it was going to be easy for them to talk to him than talk to Al, because Al wasn't going to be playing that. So as far as trying to run up on Al for some money with no commitment, that ain't happening, because that sets a precedence for later down the line, and other people don't think that they're gonna run game on him. But for what we do know about Al, we ain't seen him or heard him, but he ain't no sucker, he ain't no dummy, and that's all I got.
All right, brother. I do appreciate it. This is our first time doing Twitter Space, so I am excited about that. Make sure you guys are following the Boxing Voice on Twitter to be able to join us, show some support. This is our first time. We got Black Prime Espanol up next on Twitter Space, but before that, let's check Discord and our super chats really quick.
All right, so on Twitter, get ready. Make sure your mic's in order. We got Drew with the fat $10 super chat. He says Showtime budget is gone. Paramount is phasing it out. Espinoza's boss and Showtime CEO has quit, and the lack of schedule and inactivity of the PBC roster shows that Fox and Show are getting out. Drew is a certified hater. He never read the entire article. Obviously, the CEO that left Paramount left after 2 years waiting for a promotion. His job that he wanted, he got passed up, and it was given to someone else. So he left. He says in the article and in interviews where he's quoted that they're in good hands, that he's left the company in good shape. So everyone's saying that it's a failure, that he's leaving because they're losing money. They just didn't even read the article, bro. They literally didn't read the article. They literally didn't get to his quotes. But BL, is it BL?
Yeah, Black Prime Espanol, what up?
What up?
First of all, that article, there's a bunch of articles. I work in TV and film out in LA. He left because Bob Hickens, the CEO of Paramount, and the heiress that inherited it, they went in another direction. They're moving towards more content and nothing live. And there's a 1.8 billion loss that's coming, 500,000 subscribers that Showtime lost. So the whole industry is changing, not even just boxing. It's a bigger conversation where the network wars are going on and content that generates revenue matters most. And you can only look at the Showtime schedule compared now to last year. Why is Jamal Charlo only fighting one time a year? Why is Benavidez fighting one time a year?
Well, let's do it. Let's slow down.
Let me finish.
Wait, but let me at least
I'm
give
adding
you the
more context
counter.
to you.
You're asking questions.
I'm not done though. Because in 2018, Coppinger put out the news that PBC got the deal from Fox and Showtime where their budget totaled close to 115, 120 million. Fox is not giving that budget no more. And can you honestly say Showtime's schedule of fights this year, is that a $50, $60 million budget? No.
I mean, Showtime's never put out their whole schedule. So we're in the fourth quarter of the final of this year. So I don't know what schedule you want them to put out. Next year's?
No, what I'm saying is in 2022, have they given us $50 to $60 million worth of boxing content? Because that's what the budget was in 2018.
Absolutely. They overpaid plenty of people. Have you not noticed?
And that's not a good business model.
It may not be. It may not be, but they had to keep their stars.
Do you work in television
Think
film?
about
You work in boxing.
Think about it.
You work in boxing. I work in television and film.
I hear you. But if
what they're doing, to get a new deal,
I guess
because
we
there
can't
is
have
no
a
new
conversation.
deal. Go ahead.
No. You talk, bro. I'd rather just you talk and we'll get to the next person. You don't want to converse.
Go ahead, what you were saying.
No. I'm good, honestly.
What I'm saying is that's why there's no new deals announced. And people try to get mad at Crawford. Okay, you want him to take 30. That's just the premise. You want Terence Crawford to take 35% of the risk and not be able to look at the overhead? That is business when you ask him to look at the overhead. Why not? And Ness, you're a smart man. Are you going to put all your eggs in one basket, or are you going to have contingencies? I'm going to negotiate a deal with you, but I have backups B, C, and
no.
D. That's a smart businessman.
I don't
right?
think so, bro. Based off Crawford's tweet from 2021 in May 1st, he said he didn't want tune-ups. He said he don't need tune-ups. He said he was going straight into the Earl fight, and that's the only fight he wanted. Now, him and his fans are saying, I'm almost out the ring a year. I need a tune-up. Earl's still saying, I don't believe in tune-ups. Earl's still on leaked audio saying, I told Al I only want this fight. This Al said, don't worry, you getting this fight. They say in January. Earl's the one that got blindsided. Steven Espinoza saying he got blindsided. Bob, who's being sued by Crawford, is saying Crawford is unfair, asking for a guarantee from a man he has no contract. So you right. I'm not in TV. I'm in boxing. The people that are in boxing, they're saying that Crawford's not right. If you don't have a promoter to put up your guarantee, how you asking the rival promoter that you don't work with, that has no contract on you, that if you win, you leave with the belts to put up the guarantee? You right. I know business. That shit makes no sense.
It makes no sense on both sides. And we're not listening to what Floyd said twice already. This fight wasn't happening this year anyway.
And we know why. Floyd must have knew that Crawford had a back deal with Black Prom.
And
No one.
well,
Listen, no one goes into a deal with a contingency plan. That's why Espinoza said yesterday that they don't have a fight for Earl because they wasn't working on backups. They only thought of Crawford.
And that's not smart business. You always plan for the unexpected.
Hey, man, I hear you. I'm a fight fan, and I want to hear Earl and Espinoza said they only were working on one fight, the fight that we
You're
want.
You're a fight fan, but you're a businessman first, right?
But I'm a fight fan, brother. All I want is the fight that I want. All I want is the fight that I want. I don't care if Earl makes $1 million or $10 million. I don't care if Crawford makes $10 million or $100 million. I want the fight that I want.
I don't care either, but I know that the business stuff factors into before we get the fights that we want.
And that's fine. And since you know business so well, you know that Crawford's been a failing business. He's been a failing business. You know that Crawford, promoter, said he could have bought a Beverly Hills mansion. You know that Crawford's pay-per-view numbers have all been not a success. So for you to sit here and ask another man to guarantee a dude that can't guarantee pay-per-view sales, a guarantee, like, of course I could give Canelo a fucking guarantee because guess what? His numbers are there. There's a track history. But this man, his track history is just as bad as the Charlos with pay-per-view. So we can't take a risk. We can't take a risk. You want a guarantee? Guarantee me you're going to fucking sell $1 million.
Well, that ain't happening. This fight's not worth that much.
Exactly. But guess what? Can't he turn to Earl and say, yo, can you guarantee me you sell 300,000? Can you guarantee me you sell out the fucking arena? And Earl going to say, big fish season. Of course. I've done it.
If you a big fish, you
I'm not.
You guarantee.
I'm not a big fish fan. I'm just telling you the truth. Facts are facts. One man is selling out stadiums.
If they was really doing those numbers, Fox would fucking rush to give them a new deal.
Bro, I gotta go, man. I gotta go mute him because you don't know what you're talking about. Fox, it's all over the reports. That's what the argument is. Fox wants to fight and Showtime wants to fight. So right there, you're wrong. You're so wrong. You made yourself look bad. It's all over. Rayfield and Coppinger, they're both saying that Fox wants to fight. Fox wants Errol Spence business. Stop lying to the people, man. I don't know why these dudes be lying. That shit is crazy. Like, it ain't black and white reports all over the place. We got J-Mac in New Orleans. What up?
I'm in the ocean. You say you the big fish. I'm looking for you.
Maybe a Spence get his tail out his butt and he'll fight me.
You are watching a master at work.
Baby. When I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak.
Ocean big in the motherfucker, man. We ain't gonna be able to fire your punk ass out here.
What you wanna bet? You can bet 100,000 on that. Let's bet $1 million.
I'll break your fucking neck.
J-Mac, New Orleans.
Don't like what I said, nigga? Do something fucking about it.
One of the best finishers in the game. Give me the towel. Give me the towel.
SDS promotion.
Get ready for the back attack.
Yo, can y'all hear me? Yo, can you hear me?
Yo.
I don't know how my intro sound on here. It's choppy. You can barely hear it. You don't hear it clear. I don't know how it sound on the other end, but that's how it's been sounding for the last few days.
On Discord's end?
On Discord, it ain't clear. Like you can barely hear it. You hear it up and down and shit like that.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
JP, Mr. Business 101. It's funny how when we get on here, we didn't have all sorts of people come through here and give us their perspective of the line of business they work in, like being a fight maker, a promoter, and what have you. And on this show, day to day, we take our narrative that we come away with things and we pick and choose what we want to receive and the information we want to take from it. Yesterday, the lady, Rachel, was very knowledgeable. And she said a lot of things from the management side that we probably not privy to. But she also made a comment on a back call. She said she would never have her fighter go in there and get a net deal without no transparency. She said that on the call, but he forgot to mention that. So when people are attacking the Crawford narrative, why did Crawford want transparency? Why he want to ask questions? bro, we can't tell nobody how to do business. Everybody got their own business model. If you're not privy to what was not being given to him or was not being said or what he didn't know, I kind of feel like it's a little violating for you to speak on it. That's like telling a man and you're on the outside what he should and should not take when you don't have no business or no type of information to know what was being offered to even understand why he was asking the question he was asking. Everybody got an opinion on it. I keep hearing L name brought up. We hope L don't blackball him. I mean, Tyson Fury put them through a lot of shit with Wilder making the third fight. He act like he didn't want to fight no more, a lot of things, and they went hell and bent and chased it and ran through it. Because I think the fighter wanted to fight in Wilder. Wilder really wanted that third fight. He was willing to go to court over it. He was willing to fight it and what have you. When Bud made the comment that Errol was nowhere around, I just heard a caller say Errol got he got 3 belts and all that. He should just be chilling. Maybe no, Errol need to be pushing and say, no, L, I want this fight. I don't want to fight Keith Thurman. I want this fight. So when Bud made the comment, this is what I got from it. He said Errol was nowhere around to push for the fight while he was trying to work on the fight. If Errol would have been putting that same pressure on L saying, let's get this fight done, maybe we'd have got the fight. That's what I got from what Crawford said. My blame is L Heyman. And the business side, I keep hearing L, blackballing. We hope we don't have Dimitri. Why do a man have this much power in the sport to where he can blackball somebody? That should not even be allowed if we talk about a sport. Are we fans of the business side of it? Or are we fans of the fighters?
Well, shit,
I want to see the best fight.
if that's the case,
Danny.
What are you talking about, though, J-Mac?
I don't do that. Cut my Danny.
It's not Danny. It's me. It's not Danny. Yo, you already over the time. So we are interacting with you. If you don't want that, cool. We'll let you finish. And as soon as your minute is up, we'll cut you instead of giving you extra time. I don't understand what's the problem.
No, this is the problem. Well, let me say what I'm going to say. If you go put me on a time, put me on a time. Every time y'all cut somebody off, y'all cut their call off and y'all won't fucking argue. I'm not on here to argue. I'm on here to say my piece and say my point and let it be heard. You just chopped that other call up and I wanted to hear him talk. I call in and hear my shit and get my shit off. Y'all talk the whole show. I don't care to hear you niggas talk when I call. That's my call.
Cool.
Damn, I didn't know cause was one-sided. This like Errol Spence Lee convo shit.
No, it's that he wants to defend Crawford, make him look in a good favor, doesn't want any facts put out there, so he doesn't want you to talk. He wants to tell the people that are listening whatever he wants to say, even if it's right or wrong, so that his narrative could be out there.
And I was just trying to bring up how bad of a point it was for the third Wilder fight, because the difference was with Errol and Wilder, that Wilder going into that fight
had a rematch
and had lost leverage.
But again,
hold on.
If you don't know boxing, you're gonna get up there and say dumb shit.
He lost leverage. So why wouldn't Al want to get the only heavyweight strap PBC had, which was a WBC strap back? Come on, champ. But we do have Polo.
Again, he knows absolutely nothing about boxing because that's not the same. Because first of all, it's the third fight, not the first fight. So
he said the third fight.
I know, but that's my point. He said, "Oh, Al ain't blackballed Tyson Fury. He had to run and chase him for the third fight."
So we already got the first two out the way.
Plus, we got the track record of the fucking pay-per-views that they did together, so the money makes sense. Chill, champ. Go learn some boxing.
Polo T, Twitter space, gotta unmute.
Yo.
What up, champ?
What up, Ness? What up, Danny? I was gonna ask, like, I heard somebody earlier say Crawford versus Demetrius Andre, like, that didn't make no sense. And also, when they offered Canelo the Spence fight, do you think that was a cash show, or what do you think the reason that was? Like, does that make sense? Like, as a business, it does, but is that a matchup? Like,
well, that was it was
a 3-fight deal.
It was a 3-fight deal, and it was purely business, right? Because what
money
was it?
Fight?
You know, you talking 2 fights. One of them being David Benavidez,
the other one being Charlo,
and then Errol Spence. So right there, you're talking about somebody, Errol Spence, who out of the three names we just mentioned has shown to be the biggest pay-per-view attraction, the biggest ticket seller, and honestly the most proven champion. So, like, I get it. When you look at it on paper, it's not a competitive thing, and it wasn't meant to be that on paper. It was purely business. And that caller that you mentioned as far as the Demetrius Andre fight, they was totally trolling.
Oh yeah, I was.
Yeah, they was totally trolling.
No, I honestly thought that Demetrius Andre did sign to that network, and I was like, oh man, like people predicted it right.
Nah. Nothing like that. Where you tuned in from, champ?
Oh, I'm in Minnesota right now.
Shout out Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Yes. Yep. Where it's cold.
Where it's cold. Appreciate it, man. This is our first time doing Twitter Space. We do the live show every day on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. But, these Twitter Spaces been popping, and we've been tuned in. So we're like, fuck it, let's do another. Let's start getting into it. But we appreciate you calling in, champ. Got anything else?
No, I was gonna say, hell yeah, I love watching your show. You guys gotta do some of these spaces more often. I try to call your show, but sometimes there'll be other callers. But I think the Twitter space is something you guys should do more often, because I'll definitely get on here, chop it up with you, talk some boxing, knowledgeable, not casual shit, but definitely I'll tune in if you guys do Twitter spaces more often.
For sure,
appreciate it, brother.
Man. Yeah, we're looking to make this a regular thing, so we appreciate it. Appreciate you calling. Anybody else who wants to call in on Twitter, voice their opinion, all you have to do is request to speak. When the time comes, I'll add you as a speaker, and you could voice your opinion. We are talking the Showtime quote from Steven Espinoza.
Yo, did you hear? Crawford's taking Al and Errol to court.
What?
Yeah. He's taking them to court for the fight.
Nah, who broke that news?
J-Mac.
Oh.
There was a rematch clause. There's some sort of clause that Crawford has access to that he can sue because he didn't get the fight, just like Wilder.
Oh, and the litigation. Bro, you funny as hell.
No, I'm a troll. I got Show Your Boxing IQ, $2 super chat. PBC only had the budget for one fight per star in 2022. Modern King Boxing, $5 super chat. He says, shout out to the Boxing Voice. Shout out to you. $2 super chat from Chris Carson. It says, Mel wouldn't fight EJ if EJ fired off on him. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's sad that you guys really think Mel is so scared of EJ. Bro, he's sparring him. Like, think about what y'all saying. He spars him all the time. So even if he thinks he can lose, he's still more comfortable with Earl than you or any other fighter.
Right.
Like, what the fuck? You guys are so weird, bro. 810 Tay, $2 super chat, says, how do I become a member for the betting show? All right, so this is what you do. I'm going to screen share and show you how it looks to you when you're here watching the show, and it takes you about 1 second. So, boom, this is what it looks like. You're here. You're like, oh, shit, the show. Okay, so what do? I just go here to the Boxing Voice, and then I go here to members, and look at right there, the shiny betting show, only for the members that click and access, upcoming in a matter of minutes. We're going to be late because we're still here,
but it's
obviously
all good.
Catering to you guys, our live audience.
It's all good.
It's all right.
Yo, C-No, I believe you should now be able to talk, champ. Maybe not. Let me see. Let me try.
In the meantime, in between time, looks like I got TBV People's Champ in Cincinnati.
Oh, I already connected.
Yo.
Okay.
He faster. What up, champ?
Yo, what up, champ? Hey, Ness, you full of shit sometimes, but you're good at what you do, bro. I like how you said Fox and Showtime want this fight. They in the Arrow business.
Is it not true?
They went in that Arrow business his last fight when he fought Ugas. They ain't want nothing to do with that.
And that's
all of a sudden he fighting Bud.
And that's okay. But are they arguing
so
for this fight though?
Give both of them credit.
But are they arguing for this fight? How can I give both of them credit if one man's never worked with them? Like, you sound real stupid. You sound real stupid.
That he's coming over there,
no.
Mike,
I'm sorry. I didn't know Michael Jordan had a pair of fucking Reeboks. I ain't know Reebok was doing commercials for Mike. Get your ass out of here, man.
Sure.
Get your ass
Hey,
out
let's
of
make
here.
a bet. Let's make a bet.
No.
If Errol, oh, okay, right. Let's see if he fights Stanionis if they're gonna be in that Errol business. Fox
We'll
is.
see.
That should be on Showtime.
We'll
Stop
see.
the lies. But as far as Espinoza,
How many times your boy been on Fox? So how the fuck
every time? But what have you done? What have you done for me lately?
How you gonna say?
Who was the last network he fought on?
Listen to me.
Who was the last network?
How you gonna say Crawford got something to do with it? He never fought on Fox. Earl, the only one, fought on Fox. I mean, just take your call.
Not his last fight.
Just
what have you done for me lately? I fought on Showtime. Errol. Fox ain't had nothing.
Has Terence ever fought on Showtime? So
no,
that means
what does that matter?
So what does that mean? That two networks arguing for Earl's next fight, not Crawford, who never fought for either network.
Were two networks arguing for the Ugas fight? No, that's my point.
You don't know that. You don't know if a Showtime overpaid the way they've been paying over Wilder.
Right.
No, but
right.
You're saying
right. Move on.
Hold on, you saying right, but are you positive that they did not bid?
I'm positive they ain't bid. Look at their track record. They got
lying,
one fucking
man.
PBC fight.
I'm moving on, bro. I'm not going to answer you. I'm moving on.
Record.
He lying.
Let's move on. But
as
long
as the almost 1,000 people watching on all these platforms heard you lie, that you guaranteed it.
You're right. The network that's had one PBC card since last Christmas, they just been bidding money on all these fights. You're right. Let's move on. Espinoza, I feel for the brother if he was negotiating in good faith and Bud left at the last minute. That's pretty fucked up. But one glitter or shimmer of hope is he said he does hope they can revisit those negotiations after Bud is finished with this. So all this blackballing stuff, it don't sound like Espinoza wants to blackball.
Let me tell you something.
You said what?
Let me tell you something. Don't get too excited, Terence Crawford fan. Because Espinoza has always tried to make the Andrade fight. He sent multiple offers. Before Andrade re-signed with Matchroom, he sent an offer. Before Andrade signed the first time with Matchroom, he sent an offer. But guess who always was saying no?
Andrade.
And?
I don't know. Who? Al doesn't talk, so how the fuck can I know if he said no?
I mean, Andrade ain't never been on the network, and every time it's time to get on there, he hears the same thing, and we hear the same thing, that he's blackballed.
How? If Espinoza sent him an offer, he said, I like where I'm at with the zone. That's Andre's problem. Fuck
I don't
Andre.
know.
I'm not talking Andre.
He never actually makes it there, though. Don't you think that's strange?
Hey, man, maybe he was ducking the smoke. I don't know. Maybe he was ducking smoke. I don't know.
Right.
I want to get to Bob. Now, with Bob, I agree with Bob. It would have been best for both parties if he was co-promoting this fight. For one, Bud would have had some representation coming through the door. And for two, Al and PBC would have had another network and another promotional company to split the pot with them, because it's obvious they can't foot the bill themselves. So, yes, I agree. With this being a co-promotion, this would have been a far easier fight to make. Because when you look at PBC, some of their biggest fights, i.e. Pacquiao and Floyd, i.e. Tyson Fury and Wilder, have been co-promotions. So, yes, I agree with Bob. If he was in the picture and ESPN was in the picture splitting that pot with this fight, it would have been an easier fight to make. But PBC seems like they can't foot the bill on their own.
But
so I agree with Bob in that sense.
Brandon, come on, bro. You a grown-up. How do you want PBC to fit the bill for – you heard what Bob told us. Terence isn't their fighter, and he turned down a 3-fight deal that would have made him their fighter, which could have possibly opened the door to guarantee.
And where's the 3-fight deal article at? Can you link that up?
Oh, my God. All right, bro. I'll send it to you.
Please. You have a good day, man.
All right. We got Texas Bulldog Boxing. Bud stepped in the ocean and caught a cramp. 100% emoji. Big fish emoji. Duck emoji.
And then we got Supermax, $5 says, Coach J-Mac intro is why I blame Bud, because Bud forgot his floaties in the ocean and needed the books because he knew he was losing the mill off the bet also. We got Ignorance on Deck on Twitter Space. Gotta unmute. Talk to us. Stick Talk.
Yeah.
Yo. Hello. And he dropped off. All right. Looks like we got the ghost on Twitter Space. Gotta make sure you're unmuted before you start speaking. The ghost, talk to us. All right. There we go.
Yo, what up?
What up?
What up?
Bro, I've been watching your shit for months now.
Appreciate
Big fan.
it. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you calling in for the first time.
Yeah, can you hear me properly though? Because I'm driving.
Yes, you sound fine.
Yeah, so you know Crawford, I don't think he's gonna get paid because you know Bob Arum said that Frank Warren said they got the money or something, but they said Frank Warren said the same thing about Daniel Dubois as well. You can't really trust Frank Warren and Bob Arum. I don't know because he's like 150 years old. He might have forgot like what Frank told him, or because the manager guy, I forgot his name, the David Venetian manager, he said that they're getting they're gonna see the money on fight week. So yeah, it's kind of two people saying two different things.
Yeah, so he did say that. We did see the manager's interview, and we screen shared that at that time.
Yeah, but that's the manager. That ain't got nothing to do with the promoter.
Yeah,
the promoter is saying that he's seen the money in the bank, that there's a bank account. That's what Bob is saying.
And that came out after, so it could have.
It came out after the ID boxing interview with the manager of Avenesian.
So it could have occurred afterwards. We don't know, but.
Yeah, that's true. But Frank Warren also said that Dubois is going to get paid, and now he's blaming the manager, saying the manager should have sorted it and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, that's all I wanted to say. And, yeah, great show.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. We are going to try Ignorance on Deck next, as he was on here. So, get ready. You will have to unmute. You are now a speaker. Ignorance on Deck, talk to us.
Yo. What up, y'all?
How
y'all doing today?
Man, we blessed. It's Friday.
Man,
it's Friday. I ain't got no job. I'm about to be in Phoenix tomorrow watching the fights. I can't complain.
I hear that. Yeah, but I'm real quick. You know, welcome to Twitter Spaces. Y'all owe James Benitez his finder's fee, and also, just so y'all know, like I don't know what's going on with the audio on Discord. Y'all audio sounds super clear. On YouTube, it sounds a little distorted, and on Twitter, it sounds like you're talking on a phone. And every intro you do on Discord, it's some kind of feedback that's taking all the music out of it. It's a Discord problem, but it's not a YouTube or Twitter Space problem when it comes to the intros.
Yeah, that's what we figured.
Yeah, and I ain't talking no shit about none of this, man. I'm fucking sick and tired of hearing all these motherfuckers talk this shit. I absolutely hate the business of boxing. I refuse to talk numbers and anything with niggas no more. It's straight skill and who gonna get fucked up from here on out. I'm not arguing no numbers. I ain't got much to say on my call, y'all. Welcome to Twitter. TBV, y'all do your thing, man.
All right,
brother. Appreciate the call. That's right. The Boxing Voice has made their Twitter Space debut. I know it's been big in the boxing community, so we had to come on over, show you guys some love, bring you guys, that boxing content that we do every day, and not just that, but also, grow our fan base. We got Caleb Ruiz on Twitter Space. Talk to us, champ.
What's going on, Ness? What's going on, Danny?
What's up?
Hey, these dudes going off on y'all today, man. But all I want to say is, Bud, the whole time he's been the one saying, "I don't need this fight. I'm going to the Hall of Fame. I got a legacy and whatnot." And he's the one that pulled out the fight. To me, that's all it really takes to show me who didn't want the fight that much. These dudes trying to argue for him to save their own lives or something, like they got paychecks. Like he's paying their salaries or something. Like I said, the dude's made it clear he's not too pressed about the fight. and he took another fight. I mean, it's clear as day if you ask me. I don't know how y'all see it. That's just how I see it, though.
All right, bro.
All
Well,
right.
we do appreciate it. You know, and obviously we just want that fight, bro. So hopefully we get that and we get that soon. We got Box Clever up next. And you do have to unmute, champ. Box Clever, talk to us.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Hey.
Can you hear us? All right, looks like we have issues from Box Clever. We will come back to him.
Hey, guys.
Let me see. Try him one more time. But Ness, what's up, man? You awfully quiet over there.
Just going back and forth with Anonymous.
But okay.
How you doing?
We're
Good,
good, Clever.
Hey, guys.
Yo, can you hear us?
Brother, just talk, man. We've been hearing you from the very beginning. Just stop saying hey and just keep talking.
Hold on, Ness, because it's actually our fault. I think, did you mute us? Who muted us? Like, we are now muted.
I don't see anything muted. What's up, brother? Are you there?
He probably dropped off, but it looks like we were muted there for a little bit. So, on Twitter Space at least. So, we have now added him back on. Box Clever, talk to us. Sorry, brother, we were muted. You got to unmute.
Can you hear me now?
We hear you. Sorry about that.
Cool, man. No worries. Love the show, guys. Love the show. Just want to switch it a little bit and just talk about what's going on with Tyson Fury, man. He's got a fight with Derek Chisora that no one wants to see. No one. Not in the UK, not in the US, nowhere. So where's this guy going? Like, what's the next step? Is he just going to wait for Usyk? Who knows what's going to happen? But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what you guys think in the States, but Fury versus Chisora 3 is no one wants to see it, man.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Not something either of us really wanted to see, but I mean, if you're Fury, like, you got what, Usyk, and that's really it. Maybe right now, like, who else do you have? It seems like Usyk is still interested. It seems like that fight still has a possibility for the springtime of next year. So, you know, let's just hope. To me, I don't know that I want to see Tyson against Chisora, but do we want to see Tyson sitting out, waiting for that next big fight?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what Fury gets out of it, really.
I mean it's a stay busy fight, brother. You can't expect him to fight Usyk off of a layoff. That's not his. That's not his style. His style is to get tune-ups before a big fight.
The thing is, why not make it interesting? The thing is, you got Frank Warren involved. He doesn't really want anything that's going to screw up a potential Usyk fight. So, like, a good fight would be him versus Dubois. That would be a good fight.
But why would Frank put his next heavyweight champ against his current heavyweight champ that's not leaving? He's not retiring. He's not on his last leg. He is the most powerful and skillful heavyweight currently fighting. So I'm just going to throw Dubois away to make it fun for you? Or am I going to get him a tune-up that is domestically fun, keep him busy, and wait for the big fight with Usyk for all the marbles? Come on, brother.
Ness, you're absolutely right. But what would the fans want? That's the thing.
Yeah, but look,
What fans would want.
the fans
Fans just got a super fight. He gave him a trilogy with Wilder, the greatest trilogy in boxing so far.
Not just that, but look,
at least in the heavyweight division.
At the end of the day, the fans aren't complaining that much because this fight isn't at the O2, is it? You know, they're not doing 20,000 in attendance for this fight.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be
and there's
more
no
than,
uproar anyway. Like, I don't see podcasters, YouTubers, journalists, like they've written or done one piece of content about him fighting Chisora and they're moving on. No one really cares because we understand that Crawford needs a tune-up before he fights Earl, and so does Tyson before he fights
you're right. I mean,
Usyk.
the thing is, we weren't talking about a tune-up a month ago. We were talking about him taking on Joshua.
Yeah, but that's Usyk's fault. Usyk is the one that got injured and couldn't fight Tyson. Tyson tried to make the fight with Joshua, and Joshua's, you already know what's up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I guess it's just frustration that we're now watching an empty fight when we could have been watching a good fight.
No, don't look, look, brother.
That's the UK perspective because both of them would have been UK fighters.
No, absolutely.
So it would have been.
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Look, sit back, enjoy yourself a nice pint. You understand? And appreciate. No, seriously, appreciate. Because Tyson Fury, to me, is one of those fighters, and I've said this on the show before, and I'm going to say it now. He's one of the fighters like a Deontay Wilder, like a Floyd Mayweather. These once-in-a-lifetime fight that, what big motherfucker, like, this dude was a fat slob. Come on, what guy going to do what he does? He moves in there like he's a ballerina. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like Tyson Fury is a fighter that we need to appreciate. We're not gonna get another Tyson Fury. I don't care how hard. Tommy looks too good to be as good as his brother. Let me repeat that. Tommy looks too good to be as good as his brother. He got to be a little bit uglier. He don't have enough grit in him. You know, Tyson is different, man.
I'm amazed they came from the same parents, to be honest.
Not both.
Same sack. You know, it's a little different. But Box Clever, we do appreciate it, man. And don't let Tyson look now. If he takes another one, and we're talking about,
yeah, man. I mean, all I say is like a couple of years back, like the UK was behind Joshua. It's totally turned the other way. Everyone's behind Fury, and that hats off to Fury for doing that, really. But that says a lot about Joshua's downfall too.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Fury, since his comeback, has made it extremely difficult to not root for him. Extremely difficult in and out of the ring. He's a prize fighter. He knows what it takes to sell a fight. He understands what it is to be entertaining. And unfortunately, Tyson has something that AJ does not. Tyson crossed over to America successfully. You get what I'm saying? Like, he came on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's the biggest fucking podcast in the world. He came on Joe Rogan's show to tell his story. So,
and they still haven't had Joshua.
Look, brother. I served time in the military, the American military. I was in Afghanistan for the second Fury Wilder fight, and all the American military was rooting for Fury, with the exception of me.
Wow.
Let me repeat that. The people fighting for their country were not in support of the former Olympian, the bronze medalist, but instead they were in support of the British fighter with the beautiful story because he crossed over successfully here in America.
Boxing Clever, we got to get to some other callers, brother. We do appreciate you.
Tuning in to
I love you, man.
Thank you,
call
brother.
you guys back.
Yes, we love you as well.
Let me see what we got on Discord before we get back to our Twitter space. Callers, looks like
who we
Metis
got?
Bluey? Metis? What up?
What up?
What's up?
Yo, it's actually Stunner.
Yeah, Stunner, it's been a minute.
Yeah, Stunner in the building. Yeah, man. First off, I was going to say, we're going to need a show because I was hearing that Anthony Joshua might be facing Gerald Washington, possibly. So, there's that. But in regard to this whole Spence Crawford stuff, I mean, I've been listening to a lot of different videos from my summation, I don't think that this is a matter of trying to like blame either or the fighters, to be honest. Like it seems like there's something happening at PBC. What exactly, I don't know. And I think that that needs to be kind of like expounded upon more. Because I mean, I was just hearing that like Tank Davis was thinking about leaving and shit like that. So I mean, I don't know.
But doesn't Tank
But I
always
it
think
seemed like
about leaving? Isn't he always
what was it?
leaving, but never leaves?
I couldn't even hear what you said.
I said, doesn't he always think about leaving, but never leaves?
Yeah, yeah. Like, usually after a fight, you hear that rumor that he's beefing with Floyd and whatnot. But I feel like this time it feels a little different because essentially I seen a video to where apparently Al Heyman flew Tank Davis out to LA within the last 24 or 36 hours to try to basically prevent him from even meeting up with that new whether app or promotional company. And I don't know. It just feels the energy of this whole thing just feels a lot different than like what it's been previously. So I'm just kind of sitting back. I'm just analyzing everything. But as far as like who's to blame, quote unquote, I really don't think that because this for the Spence side of things, right? Even in the leaked phone call, like you said, he was on point. He wasn't trying to duck or anything. So I don't think that he's to blame for anything. But on Crawford's side, the thing is, he was trying to make the fight where we can all acknowledge that he wasn't gonna, I guess, going into the negotiations, gonna get the money that he wanted, or at least thought he was gonna get initially. I think that this new company that kind of like this came into the mix. I feel like I don't think that he has had this as like an ace in the hole type. I think this kind of just came up out of nowhere because I know that there was like a situation where apparently Blue Blood and Crawford they like bumped into each other, then they spoke or whatever. So I don't think that prior to that any of this stuff was in the equation. So like he was just basically trying to hammer away get the Spence fight done, but once that bag got shown, what I'm saying, he did what he did. But the fight wasn't going to happen this year anyway, so I feel like doesn't this fight actually kind of help negotiations because if this is possibly going to be Crawford's highest payday, right? Wouldn't that set like a standard or like a minimum of what he should get going into a Spence fight?
Is this a standard?
I would think though, because like wasn't one of the narratives or things said prior to all this? It's like, what was your previous highest payday? This is that and the third. You're not selling, but it's like if we know that there's a company that's willing to give him 10 off top, however they plan on paying him, I would think that that would slightly affect the negotiations in favor of Crawford, so to speak.
No, it ain't.
Kind of like
I gotta go,
kind of like this.
I gotta go.
Right.
But nah, man. Like that's why he's over there. There's a company willing to pay him 10. Al wasn't, so he's over there. You think that because someone's paying you 10, I'm gonna pay you 10? Well, here's history showing you that's wrong. He just got 6.5 from Bob for Porter. Earl didn't even get that for Porter. And there was zero reports of Crawford getting 6.5 guaranteed for this because it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. They're not giving you that. Nobody's giving you what you was getting from Bob. Bob was trying to overpay you to keep the last piece of the puzzle so they could do a Keller Plant Canelo. That should never happen.
We got Gibby on Twitter. Make sure you are unmuted to talk to us. Let's see. It should take a minute to connect. Word is born. Yo.
Hi, guys.
What's up, Gibby?
Yo, what's up? Big up, boxing voice. I've just got one question only. What's the Blue Blood association with BLK? I'm just kind of surprised with that.
What's what?
Blue Bloods Association.
You know Blue Blood?
Yes. He said
he said he's a partner, but why are you surprised by that?
Because did you see the press conference for Adrian Broner? What a whack
I
show.
did see that it was a low budget press conference, but I'll remind you that
No.
Radio Raheem, Michelle Phelps, IFL, they all partnered with DAZN. So how is this strange? Why is this out of the normal?
Okay, so the guys come on live, and he's now there saying to people, come on, get them likes up. Until we don't get 100 likes, I'm not going to start the stream. How unprofessional. Like, come on. You know, you're supposed to be a partner in this big multi-million.
Yeah, but think about it.
That,
think
you know,
about it,
you're going
Gibby.
new into.
Gibby, think about it. If you contact me as the Boxing Voice Radio to help you promote a fight, why would I change the way that I interact on my platform? He didn't go live from BLK Prime. He went live from Blue Blood Sports TV. So why isn't he not allowed to do what he does every single day? That's how he opens his show. That's how he starts it and gets the content. You got to get to a certain amount of likes.
Yeah, but unless, I'm sure you were watching the live stream as well. Before, it was only like, 10-minute press conference.
No, you're right.
You were waiting, 50
You're
minutes?
right. You're right. We waited too long. It wasn't professional. There were no press releases sent out. You're right that it wasn't professional. You're right. I'm not disagreeing that. But I am not on the same page as you with any YouTuber being part of any corporation, because influencers now run the world. Kylie Jenner is a billionaire because she's an influencer.
Yeah. Oh, well, we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's my call anyway.
Appreciate you. Let me get to Discord. We got N.O. in New Orleans. What's up?
Oh, how my audio sound?
Straight.
All right. Man, this whole situation, like, just this shit frustrating like a motherfucker, bro. So let me get this straight, bro. Now, y'all was trolling. Is Crawford really suing Al and Spence on his first real interaction?
Trolling.
No, we going off of J Mac's advice that Crawford could get the fight just like Wilder did with Fury. They could chase him and I guess sue them. I don't know. He said it was the same. Meanwhile, one dude had a contract with a rematch clause. The other dude is just
two fights. Proven
track record, pay-per-view sales.
A proven track record that the two previous fights were financial success.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it was a little more.
And not just that, but let me remind the fucking world that in the second Fury Wilder fight, Fury had won, right? So guess what? The belt is not on PBC side anymore. So now you don't have the leverage you used to have. Different situations.
Yeah. So when you look at it like that, I mean, I see what he's saying on one side. All right, yeah, like Fury held up the fight for, I forgot how long, maybe like a year, maybe two. I forgot the time span, but it was 2 fights in between the rematch. You know what I'm saying? So it was more proven money from the first fight that I think the first fight sold like 1 million pay-per-view buys, some shit like that, right? Sold out stadium. You know what I'm saying? And a whole bunch of illegal streaming on that motherfucker. But the fight was big. It was a big fight. This a big fight too, but it's just you really don't know exactly what's gonna be on the other side of it. Like, I feel like it might do 450 to 500,000. Maybe I'm over. I don't think I'm overshooting. They got some people saying 1 million buy. That's crazy talk. I don't believe that.
Yeah.
But I think they could have did a 500,000 if it was promoted right. You know what I'm saying? But I guess
I was thinking Ultimate Promotion, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking they do 650 to 7. Ultimate. You know what I'm saying?
Can see that.
Ultimate. But the card
safe bet. I'm saying 5.
Yeah, and I think that's honestly really good. Some people gonna be upset, you know, but I'm with you, bro. Like, it's hard. Canelo Plant did motherfucking $800,000 after Canelo's ass got smacked. You do $500,000 at $75. That's still 37.5.
Money, money, money.
Yeah, that's real talk. So I mean, but that's Canelo. Canelo, he
No, no,
just
no,
got
no,
the
no, no,
back
no,
in
no,
it.
no, no. I'm talking for this one. You do 500,000, right? You do 500,000.
That's a lot of money.
500,000 pay-per-views at $75. That is 36, whatever the fuck I just said, 36.5. Now, if you keeping 65% of that, right, which I believe is a very realistic and honestly favorable, like I think I'm being fair when I say 65% to the promotion, 35 to the pay-per-view distributor, which I think that might be a bit on the high end. You still keeping 24.3 million.
And that ain't got nothing to do with the ticket sales. But listen, I know other people we got to get to.
All
Who
right.
we got right here? Swift out the 813. 813. Tampa, stand up.
Mic check.
One,
Mic
two, one,
check.
two.
Yo, man. Good morning, fellas. Man, happy Friday. How y'all fellas doing this morning?
Straight.
Sensational.
Awesome, awesome, great to hear. Yeah, man. All my brothers disgruntled, man. We tossing blame around. We're trying to figure this thing out. But it ain't for us to figure it out. It's for the boxing guys to straighten out. We gotta have faith in them and believe we still gonna get this fight after everybody. You know what I'm saying? Do what they got to do. But I'm also here to spread a little joy. You know what I'm saying? Not only do we have a great young showcasing for top rank this weekend, we gonna see if Lomachenko still got it. You know what I'm saying? We can't sleep on Jermaine Ortiz, man. But I just want to let y'all know who on this card we should be looking out for. Remember, we got Troy Isley, we got Delonte Tiger Johnson, Richard Torres, Abdullah Mason, Lil Ali Walsh. We got a great young card coming this weekend. So let's not be in complete despair over not getting this Crawford Spence fight and how negotiations went, so on and so forth. We can put that to the side because we got great boxing this weekend. We got a great box coming up in December. We got a lot of stuff in between to I guess satisfy our boxing appetite until further notice. So I just want to put that out there, man, for the boxing guys to spread around. I appreciate y'all letting me lend my voice to TBV. You know what I'm saying? The TBE of boxing podcasts out here. Y'all doing GOAT work. We appreciate y'all. One time for my brothers in the back hall, all my intellectual brothers throughout listening to this. Yo, one time for the boxing community. Let's stay together. You know what I'm saying? And let's just leave it to the boxing guys to get this fight done, man. I still believe we're going to get it. And I just want to put that out there. I hope y'all fellas have a great Friday. You know what I'm saying? Keep the grind up. You know what I'm saying? Your shine will continue to come. One time for y'all, man. I'm out.
All
Appreciate it,
right, brother.
Swift. You already
Appreciate it.
know. Thank you for calling in. And we got E Black TV. What up? E Black, where you calling from?
Yo, what's good, my guy? I'm calling from Texas.
Bro,
Shout
what
out.
type of microphone you got?
You
This shit
sound
sound
good.
crispy.
You clear over there. You must be a content creator.
Yeah. You already know.
Shout out. Shout out your
Shout
channel,
out
man.
to-
Shout out your channel or whatever you create, brother.
Yeah, if y'all go right now in y'all YouTube browser, go look up E Black TV. You already know I've been a sports fan. I've also been a TBV supporter since the early days, and I'm proud of y'all.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate it truly.
So we talking about Spence Crawford, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so let's get down to it. Crawford has yet to produce any leg to stand on why he deserves to get any footing on his negotiation table. The problem is that he has what is rightfully the undisputed 140 belt, 135. He did really good at there, but that's not going to work in the 147. Spence has been built up. And when you come down to the negotiation table, it really comes down to if Spence and his camp wants to give up anything. And they don't have a reason other than just legacy to do that. And too much money has gone into Spence to even consider anything other than that. I will say that Spence is ducking Thurman. Thurman is rightfully the WBC champion. He never lost the WBC belt. He gave it up. Danny and Porter fought for it. Porter got it from him. Porter lost it, but that's just really like that's really what's going on. It's just gamesmanship. And if Spence wants to come down to the table and just say, "Hey, just make the fight," I think this fight would be made. But I don't think his side is really going to do it.
All right, brother. Well, I don't know, man. His side is the one that seems like they wanted to do it. His side is the one that didn't have a backup plan. I'm not trying to pick sides, but the information we've been getting revealed looks like Espinoza, Al Heyman, and Earl only wanted the Crawford fight, and what it looks like to us is that Crawford, had a deal that we didn't know about, that left us all with,
Yeah. Well, I got a question for y'all. Canelo was signed to 11 fights, right? To the zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I'm correct, he's at 10. Do you think that Crawford could be holding out for that?
No, he can't be at 10.
That's
Rocky filled in.
No, it don't even matter. That was with Golden Boy.
Yeah, and then he
with
sued
Golden
them.
Boy. He's not with Golden Boy.
So it's a new deal in play.
But yeah, that was his Golden Boy deal that was
Bill Haney
was either 10 or 11 fight deal.
Okay, because from what I read was that he signed a 333, the largest sports deal ever, 335 million with the zone.
It was 350. It was 350 for 10. Some people were saying 365 for 11 because it was 15 million for Rocky Fielding, which was his first fight ever on the zone. But the thing is that when that was his deal under Golden
Bill
Boy,
Haney.
Damn. Y'all can hear that?
Yeah, BH's been calling.
Yeah, he keep calling. I'm texting him.
Damn, he leaving. Yo, look, they're saying Bill Haney calling. Bill Haney, Bill calling again. But yeah, bro. So when Canelo sued Golden Boy, let's not forget he was actually suing the Zone as well. But they was just innocent bystanders because he wanted out of that Golden Boy deal.
So, but do you think that this could be a play out for that last fight with Canelo?
What?
What last fight?
Crawford? Man, if Crawford gets Canelo, he's the greatest fucking negotiator in life. Because I'm going to be real, no welterweight has the highest guarantee other than Crawford. And if you could somehow steal the Canelo fight from Earl, man, you are the fucking man.
Because like I said, when I did the counting since Rocky Fielding, I did the counting.
Bro,
I was like,
he's not on that.
10.
Yeah, he's not on that deal no more though.
Yeah, he sued Golden Boy and the Zone.
He been out of that deal. Shit, bro. I want to say, what was his first fight with Eddie? Callum? I want to say his first fight with Eddie was Callum Smith. So that was back on the Zone, but that was part of the new deal. That was, a 3-fight deal with Matchroom that he had. It went Callum, Yildirim, Billy Joe. He goes 1-fight deal, Showtime fights Caleb. Then comes back, does the, 3-fight with Eddie. And what the fuck has it been? Triple G. It was Bivol, Triple G, and now he has a third one. So he only has one left with Eddie, but that first deal you're talking about been null and void.
Okay. So, but like I said, I think this would be the perfect storm because Spence has already missed out on Pacquiao, and I'd hate for him to miss out on again. Another big fight, legacy fight.
Well, all right, brother. We do appreciate your call.
No problem.
Let's see who we have next.
On Discord, let me check.
We got somebody on Twitter, champ.
Let's do it.
Ray Johnson in the building. Make sure you.
That ain't Ray Jackson, the infamous Earl lover, is it?
Johnson.
What up, Ray?
So make sure you unmute, Ray. You gotta unmute. You on? You just there. You go.
All right, I'm on. I got you. Yeah, for this Errol Spence and Crawford fight, right?
Yep.
In the negotiation, like, all right, you were saying that they still want Errol Spence's next fight, right?
Who wants?
But do they want that? You said the network was still bid. They wanted Errol Spence's next fight, right?
Well, they were bidding for the Crawford and Spence. Both Showtime and Fox have publicly. There's reports of them publicly wanting the fight.
So that means that Terence Crawford has some worth to Al Heyman, right?
I mean, I guess he has some sort of leverage because Fox wants him and Showtime. I mean, they want the fight. They want the combination of those two. So yeah, I guess Al has leverage if he can make the fight, and Crawford has leverage if he can make the fight because he's a piece of the puzzle.
All right, so knowing the deal that Crawford allegedly was taking for like the 35%, no guarantees and all of that, like for them still not to be able to make a fight, I don't see how Crawford can be at fault. Like, because if you already taking a cheap deal, knowing that you have some kind of leverage, and the fight was taking long to be made. Like,
well,
let's
he
be
left
honest,
him.
like,
So the reports, Crawford got to come out and say if these are wrong. But according to Coppinger reports and Dan Rayfield reports, Crawford had a contract that was revised after he said he had issues with it, and he never responded back to them, and then he just popped out of nowhere with a fight. So, yeah, it don't look good.
yeah, that's a long time for it just to get to that point though, because Spence fought when, like, what, April?
I've been told they've been negotiating for 7 full months.
Wow. I mean, and then the thing with Bob Arum, because he always bad-mouthing Crawford, like, and saying he lost money and all that, but still, when Crawford contract was up, he was trying to make the fight with the boy from the UK, the 140 undisputed, Josh Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
He was still trying to, like, you still wanted him, but you were saying you lost so much money on him. And I don't think that makes too much sense. And I think that's why they in court now. And he's suing Bob Arum because it's like, how you saying you badmouth me saying you lost so much money on me? I'm not this guy. I don't sell. But yet and still you want me. You still got fights for me. You still want me under your banner. Like, I don't think that makes too much sense. Like, everybody just, it seems like it's an effort to just downplay Crawford's value. Like, and I know he has the accomplishments.
I don't think necessarily because just yesterday Bob Arum said, Crawford should have just stood with them and he would have got the fight. In that same interview we played, he goes on to say, like, Crawford should have just stood with them. So Bob don't even look mad that he's being sued, bro. Like, he's literally, he don't care.
But that's after you said that, you done lost so much money on this man, and that basically, like you've been carrying him like that he's a loss. Like, so why do you even care? Why are you even speaking on him? Like, you lost so much money on him, you should be glad to get rid of him, right?
But you got to understand, they asking him a question. Bob's a promoter who gets views. Reporters are going to be like, hey, Bob, what you think? Hey, Bob, you had Crawford. What you think was going on? Come on. You know that.
But Bob don't got nothing good to say about nobody who used to be with him. That was like Mikey Garcia, should I go on? Like, a lot of people left Bob Arum, and he don't got nothing good to say about him.
That's what I'm trying to debate, that he did have good things to say in this interview. He literally said that he told you and I that Crawford has already gotten a portion, that he already got a big chunk of the money. He's telling you and I.
Like, if he was trying to shit on Bud, he would have been like, man, that BOK Prime.
Yeah, who the fuck are they?
Who are they?
Let's see if he gets the money. But he's telling you, Crawford got a big percentage. Avanesian already seen the money in Frank Warren.
And for the record, he's the one that put that news out to the world. So he
didn't have to say it.
This was information that the world would not have known. Like, he is giving the world a sense of security with the Terence Crawford Avanesian fight and saying, nah, look, I've spoke. They said the funds is there, shit legit, it's all good. Like, he didn't have to do that. If he wanted to shit on Bud, he could have been like, nah, man, BOK Prime, where are they going to get this money from? $10 million. Like, bro, he ain't do none of that.
None of that.
Yeah, because he said he knew somebody over there, whatever. So, yeah, he ain't all the way shit on them. I get that.
You get what I'm saying?
But I don't know.
And I'm gonna be honest. Would it be beneficial? Would it be beneficial for me to talk down on somebody
when you already suing me?
Who is currently suing me? I don't think Bob is hating or shitting on Bud in any way. I feel that he had that opportunity, and like Ness was saying, if anything, just gave us further assurance that, hey, no, this BLK Prime people, they're legit. I've spoke to people. They told me they, and for that
But
reason,
the thing was, when this all started, Spence kept saying he was on the wrong side of the street. Like the fight couldn't be made because of Bob Arum. But now the thing is, if Bud had another promoter, then this would have been an easier fight to make. Y'all gotta make up your
hold on.
mind.
No. Let me get this.
Hold
Hold on, brother. Hold on. Because you are wording it to fit your argument. The reason
go ahead.
listen to me, the reason that Bob is saying that and people are repeating the fact that if Crawford had a promoter, it would get done, because Crawford is asking questions that a promoter wouldn't ask because they know the business. They've done big fights. Crawford is asking for information that he doesn't have a right to. You can't know certain things on my card because guess what? My undercard fighters, why should Crawford know how much I'm paying them?
And not just that, but you just said how Errol said he was on the wrong side of the street. How Errol said he was gonna clean his side of the street up. So that ain't got nothing to do with Bob saying if he had a promoter. It ain't like Errol's the one saying that. Errol ain't the one that's like, yeah, he should have been signed. Because truth be told, who is Errol?
He did say that. Errol did say that though. Earl did say that.
But that's what they offered him, though. They offered him a 3-fight deal.
He said what?
That Bud was on the wrong side of the street, and that was part of the reason the fight couldn't be made. Bob Arum holding up the fight.
Yes, he said that. But you bringing up what Bob said about having a promoter doesn't strengthen. Like, that's not what Earl said, So it's like, yeah, Bob said that, but that ain't got nothing to do with what Earl said. Earl did what he said he was going to do. He cleaned up his side of the street, And I'm not saying Terence Crawford wants it no less, but they just couldn't come to an agreement right now.
All right, so let's just be honest. PBC don't got the money to pay for this fight.
I mean, whether they
do
or they
from
don't.
From all the reports that's coming out, Adrian Broner coming out saying that people signing with new places, they don't know what Paramount going to do. So really, this is leverage for them to get a new deal.
So let me ask you something. One of the richest fighters in boxing loses all his money, showing you that in his career that he's not disciplined, that he balloons in weight, that he can't be trusted, that he didn't want a rematch with Maidana, that he took step aside not to fight Maidana from Floyd at $1.5 million, but he's the guy you trust. He's the one you believe. The one that turned down $60 million from Rock Nation?
50
million from Rock. How many? 6-fight deal from HBO?
5 or 6.
This is the guy that was saying, Al, fuck Rihanna and Jay-Z and your $50 million. I'm with Al. Now all of a sudden, everything he told us about Al is bullshit. I gotta go, my man. Next up, I got KDDRDR. What up?
Can you hear me, Ness?
Perfect.
All right. Salute to Ness and Rainwalk, all TBB fan. No, so reviewing the situation, I thought, like always, Bud was going to get the blame in regards to this. But how could you blame him if he's getting, if he gets this 10 mil and Bob, coming out and saying that money is already, there, secure. But Bud did, in what was said, say that he wanted to fight in 2022. But unfortunately, based on the audio that was released, we don't know when this recording took place. It said that they were shooting for 2023. So it's like, does Bud sit out inactive for a whole year and then just go straight to the Errol fight, with Errol coming off that Ugas and getting that rust off? How can you blame him for taking that money and taking that fight if he already let them know? And then in the audio you hear Al complaining about questions and stuff like that, and it seems like it's like the same situation, because he's coming into the negotiations without a promoter. So like I said yesterday in my call, I thought this fight would have been easier to be made under Bob, but unfortunately that situation happened between them. Bob saying that he lost a lot of money and stuff like that. But I wish that that fight would have been made during that time because I thought that was the perfect timing. And now Bud coming at it alone, like I said, how do you not question, trying to question and ask those questions about the money, especially if those rumors are true that there was no guarantee, it's a little tough. But the only question that I have now is like with this leak audio, is Bud correct and right for wanting to question? Because look, EJ's on this audio, right? Someone is on the other side. Supposedly is Espinoza. Who released this audio? Was it staged to release because of the frustrations and the backlash, or did someone release it from that side without Earl's consent, a private conversation? So it's like, if you're looking at it from the outside in, does Bud have the right to question? Because you don't know if someone is wiretapping you.
Yeah,
If that conversation is going to be discussed.
That shit was mad weird, truth be told. But
Yeah, exactly. So that's what makes me think is like, I'm coming into this new organization. Who can I trust then? And especially if you're trying to reach and speak with the man that is supposedly running the whole ship, Al Heyman, and he's questioning, why is this guy coming to me with so many questions? You got to get reinsurance. He's just seeking reinsurance. That's all.
Let me ask you
So
something.
I don't know.
Let me ask you something. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I work in insurance, health insurance.
All right. And what do I do for a living?
Podcasts as podcasts.
So if I come to you seeking health insurance, isn't it fair for me to have questions?
Of course.
But if I come to you seeking health insurance, who's the expert?
Well, I'm supposed to be the expert.
Well, you
now,
answered your own question then.
if I come to you, right?
Yes.
If I come to you wanting health insurance, but
yes,
I want a policy for myself, but I would also like to see the policy for your family. Will you show me your family's policy or any family's policy to another potential client?
Absolutely not.
Probably not, because it's confidentiality.
Confidential information. So then why is Bud asking for shit that he know he can't get, bro?
No, I understand, and that's what I said. That it's unfortunate because,
and that's why the quote
if you think about the whole, sorry to cut you off. If you think about the whole situation, I feel like Bud is the one that has had to sacrifice most because they said, look, the problem was you're on the wrong side of the street. You got to come at it alone. And now that there's a free agent, he's a free agent. Unfortunately, no deal can be made. But it's like, if I'm looking at this leak audio, I'm like, look,
but you're not
do I have the right to question?
KDDR, you're not getting it, though. They told him come across the street. They didn't say be a free agent. They didn't say, ask a million questions. They didn't say be your own promoter if you don't even know how to be a promoter. You never promoted. Who you promoted? What show you put on? What contracts you read? What contracts you fucking sent out? What fighters fought under you? So you asking questions you don't even have knowledge of. Then you hire a lawyer, and he tells you the answers, and you don't like that, so you hire another lawyer. I mean, come on, bro. And then on top of that, I revised the contract. I send it to you. You sit on it for 2 weeks, and you shit on me, and you pop up with a new fight.
No, I understand that, but it's like, and we heard, so at some point they knew that it was 2023, what I'm getting. At some point, at least Al, Spence, and that side. And at some point, it seems like Bud told them, look, I'm fighting this year. I need to fight this year. So it's like, and just hearing what Floyd came out multiple times, I was like, I believe this fight was never going to happen this year, but publicly Spence said, look, I'm fighting on
think about it. Think about it. Floyd deals with Al closely. Floyd's been in the biggest fights in boxing history. Yeah, he pretty much knows. He's like, yo, this new dude asking for shit he don't even got privy to. He don't got permission. So this fight ain't happening. This guy's on a high horse. This guy's on some pedestal. This guy think he's worth more than he wants. This guy won't take a contract. He won't take a contract to be part of the team so that we can give him what he wants. He wants to be an independent contractor, bring nothing to the fight, guaranteed, but ask for a guarantee. Why don't Crawford turn around and say, look, give me a guarantee of $10 million, and I'm a guarantee I sell 250,000 pay-per-views. If I don't, you deduct it. He will
Yeah, I
never
hear
take
you.
that deal.
And I know you got to go to another call, but the last thing I'll say is like the verdict is out. So like if this fight goes through, hopefully he gets enough pay-per-view buys to at least show. Because if you think about it now,
Hopefully,
if
but
you
KDDR,
see I know it doesn't compare, but PBC numbers as far as pay-per-view, Wilder's last pay-per-view weren't that good.
yeah, but that's the
Not saying
thing.
that AJ.
That's the thing.
But like
Hopefully he
sells good,
sells. But look, what's good to you? Give me a number. What's good?
at least more than break even by the calculations. I saw that it's 200 and something he has never done.
Okay,
I will concede that.
200,000 at $40 is less than Earl money. You still the
Yeah,
B-side.
I understand that, but I'm just saying if at least somehow he gets something, at least as something positive of this. I'm just being hopeful at this moment. I bought the pay-per-view, so hopefully the fight goes through. I'll be supporting.
Dan, you already
and
bought
hopefully
it.
we get this fight. Yeah. Hopefully we get this fight,
champ,
man. Hopefully we get this fight next year.
I would have waited till like week of.
What was that pay-per-view that got canceled that we paid for? And they gave me the refund, remember? Don't Fight TV.
Oh, Mickey Bay versus Tevin Farmer.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. Yeah, I remember that.
KDDR, gotta go. Who next on the Twitter space? While you look for that.
We ain't got nobody on Twitter right now, nobody on Discord.
All right,
but
well,
we
let's
do have super chats.
Let's get to that.
Definitely have some super chats to acknowledge.
Boots up next, $2 super chat. I'm a member now. Shout out, y'all. Let's make some money. That's right. As soon as we're done here, we're going to be going live over there on YouTube members. And we're probably wrapping up right now as we've gotten all our callers.
Did you read Rachel's super chat?
I haven't refreshed. James Benitez says, I said it months ago. Why Tank versus Abner trending? I may be right again. Shout out TBV. These dudes going to blame Al again for this as well. And he's talking about Abner and Tank trending instead of Ryan and Tank. I don't even know how that happened.
Me either.
We got Texas Bulldog Boxing that says, where's the last time Bud fought a prime elite 147-pounder? Kavalauskas? Lock it down. $2 super chat. So what if Fury versus Chisora do better numbers? Amen.
Then Fury's clearly the draw. You know what I'm saying? That we all believe him to be. Kai, $5 super chat says, everybody's saying that Bud can't sell and he not worth this, but the biggest fight in boxing can't be made without him, and Bob couldn't even get Bud Pacquiao. I don't know numbers-wise that Errol Spence, Terence Crawford is the biggest fight to make in boxing. I am of the belief that Gervonta Davis versus Ryan Garcia, if done right, has the potential to be bigger than. I am of the belief. $5 super chat.
Hold up. I got to argue with Anonymous. He talking about get your facts straight. Rock Nation never offered AB anything near $60 million, but you just confirmed they offered him something. Secondly, he says Al was AB's manager at the time, so he couldn't deal with anyone without Al's approval. So you showing that when he was with Al, either it was all good or he was lying that it was all good. Simple as that, because he never left Al. He never went anywhere with all the other offers that he had, and Al's is a manager. He's not a promoter. So now he finally left Al. That's all I'm saying. And he says, as far as the HBO deal, why would Al allow HBO to lock in AB in a deal when he's taking all the fighters to Showtime? Get your facts straight. Well, he would allow him to get locked in because it was the best deal for his fighter, not the best deal for Al Heyman and PBC. I'm an advisor. I advise my fighters to do what's best for them, not what's best for me and my longevity.
$5 super chat. Rachel Donaire saying, please have the viewers fill in the blank. Quote, Bud has signed with a new blank. End quote. I'll come up after I see the comments.
New promoter? New network. New entity. New player in the game.
I was going to say promoter.
But he's not. It's a network.
I guess.
I mean, the Zone's an app. They're a network. All right, that is everybody. Let me double check on Twitter.
Nobody on Twitter. Nobody.
We
on
are
Discord.
outta here.
Ringwalk Danny, Instagram and Twitter.
So
Nest
catch us at 10.
GTO, Instagram and Twitter. Catch us at 10 a.m. Pacific for our weekly betting show. YouTube members only, champ level, and it will be available for
David H with the $1.99
the audio
super chat.
will be available on Patreon right after, and then we'll be live again at 12 noon. We are the Boxing Voice. We appreciate everybody who tuned into our first ever Twitter space. Catch us on the next one. We out.
And David H says, remember when Bud said he'll fight Jermell if no EJ? Peace.